Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed individuals can change the world, because indeed it is the only thing that ever has. Aloha, shifters, multidimensional friends. Welcome once again. This is Brendon, aka Skull Babylon, aka Skull the Wolf, welcoming you to another live, exciting, educational, and very inspirational live broadcast here through ParadigmShiftCentral.com, a real-world interactive game to be able to help assist with the shift in consciousness and do awesome things and build a global team of shifters and paradigm shift communities and document the shift and make awesome media and continue to inspire and support one another. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into this, for being a part of this. For those of you tuning in live, for those of you on Facebook, we got another exciting show lined up for you tonight, riding on the inspirational waves of International World Free Hug Day that happened on my birthday the other day on July 18th. And of course, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of multitasking right here. I'm a professional, I swear. If you guys are tuned in on Facebook and everything like that, just drop some 1111s. Let me know that the audio is okay, and we'll get rolling right into this. And same with those of you on YouTube. If you are on Facebook, please feel free to share this broadcast with your friends. And if you're on Facebook, you can also jump over to YouTube to be able to join in the actual live chat there as well, over at youtube.com/Skull Babylon. So, before we even get into it, as I said, World Free Hug Day, that was yesterday. Today is today, July 19th. We got some awesome inspiration to be able to share through today's broadcast. Looking to be able to invite some people onto the show who took part in World Free Hug Day. And before we even get too far into the show, we got a couple other shifters who are here in the live chat with us for tonight's roundtable. So I'm just going to quickly unmute their microphones in the next second and be able to invite them to make some noise and send some love to all the people tuned into this broadcast. So fellow shifters, aka Byron and Christina, let's make some noise together and send some love. So sending love to all those shifters out there. Make some noise. Awesome. Thank you guys so much once again for being here. You guys have been here in the past, and of course, a warm welcome to anybody who may be tuned into this for the first time. What we'll do, we'll get right into the broadcast in terms of just going over a bit of the itinerary in terms of what you can expect. And again, this is an interactive broadcast, and we want you to be able to help make it possible. We want you to be a part of the discussion, whether that is just through the live chat, but of course, we want to be able to invite people to join the hangout directly to be able to add their voice to the discussion. But whatever you're feeling, if you just want to chill out, that is totally cool, because these are always recorded, they're put into the future, and people can listen to them through there. So what to be able to expect from this broadcast. First of all, I'm looking to keep this broadcast short. Again, I really want to be able to keep things concise as we do this. That is a purpose, to be able to just do it as practice, to allocate energy, and because sometimes when these turn into 4-hour broadcasts, it can get a little exhausting. But let's keep it short, concise, and valuable for the people who are tuned into this. Let's really respect other people's time who are tuned into this broadcast. But at the same time, I'm sure some people really do enjoy listening to those 4 or 5-hour broadcasts. But nonetheless, what you'll be able to expect from tonight's broadcast, you'll be able to get a little bit of the introduction and welcome, which is what we're doing right now. Individual intros from the other shifters who are a part of the roundtable. Some quick project updates. So we'll be talking a little bit about World Free Hug Day, how that went, and some other things of what to expect within the future of the project. Then from there, we'll go into a quick meditation. And then from there, we'll be going into our individual paradigm shift community updates. And then from there, individual project updates. I'll be things that we're working on, videos, art projects, new things that we got going on in our life. And then from there, a little bit of dream recall sharing and some poetry sharing and some open discussion practice, aka branching, and then closing intentions and gratitude and closing meditation. And then we are done. So yeah. So, to start off the broadcast, as we get into this, intros and welcome, as I already said, welcome everyone for being a part of this. First of all, this is all just practice, so I appreciate you guys holding space, as, again, this is something that we've been doing for quite a few years, but there's always room to improve, and as the captain of this ship, I'm still doing my best to be able to operate in an effective and an efficient way to be able to help make these broadcasts run smoothly as I continue to be able to get the messages out there and continue to to help move the storyline forward. So ParadigmShiftCentral.com, for those of you who may not be entirely familiar with, it's an interactive game to be able to help assist with the shift in consciousness. The core objectives of it are about being able to help encourage people to choose to be the change that they wish to see. Beyond that is about encouraging people to create physical paradigm shift communities which regularly host open-minded discussion and meditation circles. So this is something that we constantly want to be able to move people towards the possibility of creating. And then we also want to be able to encourage people to create their own art and their own quest journals, their own documentation, their own forms of expression to be able to help plant seeds and assist with the shift in that way. And of course, we're always encouraging people to get out there and take action in their community by doing simple things to be able to make a difference, such as free hug tactics, which is again what we'll be talking about tonight with the World Free Hugs Day which just happened on my birthday. And beyond that, again, the project is a place for us to be able to support each other. It's for us to be able to really practice in this collective social experiment to see what happens when a group of, as I said at the beginning, of, committed and focused individuals come together to be able to help make a difference in the world, because indeed that is the only thing that ever has made a difference. And that's a relative quote from Margaret Mead, for those of you who recognized it, coming in from there. And again, within that, there is this bigger story. There is this story, again, of bringing in that wisdom of the higher dimensions into this reality to be the bridge for ancient knowledge, to be able to be a bridge to bring the ancient heart into the modern world, to be able to help remind people that there's more to this reality than meets the eye, that thoughts have the ability to create this reality, and then it all comes back to self-empowerment. And again, it is within the mythos that we are weaving together about being able to help build that real world team of shifters, aka light guardians, people who have intentionally come onto this plane, onto this earth plane in this moment in time to be able to help assist with the shift in consciousness, because this is an ongoing objective. Every day there's an opportunity to be able to help make a difference in this world. So that's really the core of this project. And again, if you're new to the project, be sure to check out more at ParadigmShiftCentral.com. You can create your profile online to be able to register and to be able to get access to these hangouts in the future, to be able to join directly. And as always, a huge shout out to our people, to our members who are supporting us on Patreon. That is an incredibly important way to be able to help support the project. And you can check that out at patreon.com/Brendon Culliton. And through there, you can also sign up and get your Shifter Booster Kit, which comes with your shift buttons and your laminated free hug signs and other tools to be able to help assist you with shifting consciousness where you are. And with that said, we'll get into the quick individual intros from the people here in the circle, basically just giving them an opportunity to say who they are, where they're from, and what brings them to the roundtable tonight. And so again, the intention of the roundtable, like why do we even call it roundtable? We call it roundtable with the idea of it really going back to the Arthurian legends. And this is the idea that as guardians, as knights, we go out there within the weeks, every time that we do a broadcast, we come together, we share our stories, we share our intentions, we share our visions, we put them into the middle of the circle, and then we leave inspired and we go out there on our missions, on our quests, we connect with new people, we plant these seeds continuously together. Everyone listening to this broadcast is making a difference out there in the world in the little and big ways that we do. And then so with this broadcast, with the intention of it, it's about coming together, it is about holding that sacred space together. It is about being able to share our voice, to be able to practice sharing our voice, and to be able to practice, sharing that inspiration, not only just through the people here in the talk, but keeping in mind the people who are listening to this broadcast as well, because they themselves, you yourselves, are a part of this round table as well. So let me just check in real quick before we even move a little bit further. We got some 1111s in the chat. Looks like things are sounding good. That is perfect. And we'll continue to move forward. And let me just double check. We got some people tuned in on Facebook and everything like that. Stay tuned after the introductions. Once we get through the news and everything like that, I'll probably take a few seconds just to bring you guys up to speed in terms of how much I hate Facebook. You're probably, because in case you haven't heard me talking about that enough, but more so than that, it's really just kind of giving you guys a little bit of a scope into the back end of some of the not only work that goes into the project, but also the challenges and how it's imperative and important for us to be able to collaborate as a team in order to be able able to work through the obstacles that are on our path in this modern day age. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But again, moving into quick introductions, super quick introductions. My name is Brendon, aka Skull Babylon, and I'm the founder of the ParadigmShiftCentral.com project, and I'm also the admin for Paradigm Shift London, Ontario, Canada. And I've been making videos on YouTube for a long time, and yeah, I'm really excited to be able to be here every week, because I know that these broadcasts, regardless of whether or not they reach 1,000 people who tune in, I know that our individual actions can reach more than 1,000 people through the inspiration that we carry. So that is the intention that I bring to the circle, is to know that, you know, again, what we can do here as a circle, as a small group, ripples out into big ways within our community and into our individual lives. So thank you again for reflecting that inspiration back, because it is very mutual. So, and thank you everyone for the birthday wishes. Super happy to be here. And again, you know, 31 going on infinite, almost 10 years that we've been working on the Paradigm Shift Central project. Coming in 2019, it'll be 10 years. So yeah, definitely dedicated, and definitely looking forward to continue to, you know, see what this tree has to bear. So planting those roots. All right, let's pass the talking stick around. So we'll pass the talking stick around to either Byron or Christina, if one of you wants to go first. Maybe if both of you got, one of you's got your microphone unmuted. If you guys use your microphone, keep your microphone muted, and then unmute your microphone as a way for me to tell me if you want to go first. So I think Byron's going to go first, and we'll pull up the microphone. So again, Byron, just prefacing it with the idea of just who you are, where you're from, and what brings you to the circle, what brings you to the Paradigm Shift Central project. And then a little bit later, we'll get more into the specifics in terms of like projects that we're working on and other things like that. So Byron, I'm going to bring up your mic, and welcome back, dude. Happy to have you here. So whenever you're ready, go right ahead.
Happy birthday, Brendon.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Brian, but my real name's Brian. My artist name is Byron, all lowercase letters, and I've always done it that way. And I just hung up my first Byron today. Isn't that weird? Like, that's just such weird synchronicity there. Like it's so weird, Brendon. You said 2009, and that's when I signed my first art piece. It was in 2009, so it's like we've been going parallel, you know, like in our own dimensions, you know. All right. Anyway, I was a chemist. I'm an artist now, and I've been working hard on with Third Eye Horizon and with Nick's project. And to me, it's like, I'll go into it later, but I was having this major epiphany earlier on, and I got notes to keep me organized. So I'm good with my intro. If we want to keep this short.
Perfect. Absolutely, man. That's short and sweet. That's beautiful. Cool. All right, Byron. Thank you so much, man. Happy to have you here. Cool. All right, Christina, we can bring up your microphone if you would like to introduce yourself next, and whenever you're ready, go right ahead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Christina. I'm 24 years old, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois, USA. I am a full-time photographer and a part-time yoga instructor, and I really enjoy sitting in on these conversations because it's really nice to just kind of notice all the synchronicities going on with everybody in the world right now. It seems like everybody in my life is kind of going through this shift together, and it's really amazing for me to watch back and kind of see all that happening from my own perspective. And yoga is my passion, and it's my way to kind of channel whatever's going on into my life into a way to communicate it to others, to help them kind of resonate with whatever I have to say, whatever I'm going through. And 9 times out of 10, I know, at least for me in a yoga class, the instructor usually gives me something that I need to hear at the perfect time. So with yoga being my brand new passion within this last year and a half, I have really thrown myself into this practice and become certified, and recently started teaching at pretty popular yoga studio in the United States called Core Power Yoga. And that's been a really exciting experience for me. I actually started teaching my first classes there this week. So yeah, really just every single week I work really hard to focus on what it is that the universe is really throwing into my face, which tends to be pretty obvious from week to week. And then I work really hard to set up an intention that resonates not just with myself, but in a way that'll connect with other people through the medium of yoga. And that's been really super rewarding process for me in this last year and a half. And I can't wait to see where it takes me. So that's been my main area of focus mostly. And that's how I try to communicate these bigger things that are happening with seems like everybody in the world right now. So yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Thank you, Christina. That was a beautiful intro. Super, super happy to have you here. And again, you know, it's really cool just being able to, again, through these broadcasts, through the ongoing story that we are weaving within Paradigm Shift Central, a big part of it is the team building, getting to know each other. So I just want to give you a huge thumbs up, Christina. I think what you're doing is awesome. And I remember, like, you know, going back through the years that you've been involved with this project, I've seen you kind of like get into the teaching of yoga and everything like that. So again, you know, just like huge congratulations and thank you for what you're doing, because I know, again, it continues to make a big difference for the people who come to your class and the people who are involved. And yeah, you're doing awesome. Good job.
Thank you.
Awesome. Sweet. All right, so again, there we go. We've got the basic introductions out of the way, and we'll move forward into a little bit of some project news. And in terms of project news, we'll be talking a little bit about the World Free Hugs Day. We'll do that in a second. What I want to do, I just want to go over a little bit of, again, you know, what we can do to be able to help optimize the Paradigm Shift Central project. You know, state the obvious, for those of you who have been tuned into Paradigm Shift over the years, you've heard me talk about the idea that, you know, social media is a very, very radically, you know, bizarre place, and it continues to change and it continues to shift. And our job is to be able to adapt to it, you know, because the tactics that we used 5 years ago don't really work in the same way anymore. And that has a lot to do with just the platforms. And it's really weird to think about the idea that, you know, Facebook, in a sense, Facebook, Instagram, it's, you know, different heads of the same beast. Essentially, they're both owned by the same company, but they're very like soul-sucking social media platforms. And it's unfortunate because I've seen a lot of people who have poured their heart into trying to like run a business through you know, Facebook and things like that, and not even just like run a business, but, you know, like individual artists who have been trying to like sell items or just like get their work out there or get their music out there, and then like sometimes it just like falls upon deaf ears just because Facebook doesn't have the best algorithms, and it's very relentless. And you know, as a result of that, I've seen people who's like, again, like their spirits get crushed. And that's where, like, acknowledging that sometimes that's like kind of like what Facebook wants from us, in a sense. You know, it wants us to feel defeated so that we give in to being able to pay for the promotion stuff. But even still, the promotion stuff doesn't always work. I'm not against using the promotion features. Like, I use the promotion features when it's appropriate, such as, again, you know, even for the World Free Hug Day, I ran some promotions on that to be able to invite people to the event, because even through the promotions, the synchronicity of it is going to help people connect. And it's a worthwhile investment in that sense, because you want it to be able to reach those people. But nonetheless, I just want to be able to invite people, if you're tuned into this on Facebook, or if you're tuned into this on YouTube, please feel free to share this broadcast, share it in groups, invite people to tune in, especially because even right now, like, I'm banned from sharing in groups. So like, I'm asking you this as a favor, but I'm more so telling you this as a direction to share this in groups, because that is going to be able to help the team. And that is like a little objective that we can do super easily together in this moment. Literally tune into this broadcast live right now. You know, there's a little share button. If you're watching this on your mobile, look on the bottom left, click that share button. You can click in some groups. You can share it there, share it on your main page. Greatly appreciated, because that's going to be able to help people tune in, show them that this team exists, show them that this opportunity exists, invite them to be involved with future broadcasts, and even connect them further through the main website. And who knows where they might be able to get involved with. But again, that ripple effect can even lead to the idea of them creating a physical paradigm shift community, which is one of the main objectives that we want to be able to continue to focus on. So yeah, there's like, it's weird because, and I'm not going to talk about this too much, but, you know, I get notably, like, I find myself getting irritated by Facebook time and time again, because, you know, I put a lot of effort on a weekly basis into running this project, and, you know, I'm trying to organize things and coordinate things, and I'm trying to post things for you guys to see, yet it's always inconsistent, and it's always like 1% of the people who I wanted to see it end up seeing it. So if you really want to be able to, make sure that you're getting what Paradigm Shift is delivering, if you haven't already yet, create your profile on the main website because I send out emails through there. But also be sure to download the Paradigm Shift mobile app at live.paradigmshiftcentral.com/mobile app. And I'll post a link for that into the comments because, again, that is a tool that we have created to be able to help give us a little bit of an edge in terms of being able to help deliver, notifications to people within the project. And having that mobile app does give us a bit of an advantage. It's not the best mobile app, but it still does give us a bit of an edge. And if you're on my Facebook, be sure to click on my profile to see first, that way so you can see content there. But beyond that, even just pay attention to the schedules that we have, because that on Thursdays, unless mentioned otherwise, we have a broadcast on Thursdays. So even if you haven't seen me post about it, that you can tune in on YouTube to be able to connect through there. And even on YouTube, you can click the bell notification icon to be able to get notified for when I post new videos and things like that. But, participation is really important, and it's important not just for myself, but it's important for the team. And again, just really wanting to be able to encourage people to be able to participate. And the ways that we participate is through engaging with the media content that we have shared through the project. So again, that's basically it. Like, there's not too much that's changed in terms of like Facebook stuff, but it's just letting you guys know that it's like, man, it's a pain in the ass. And if you find yourself like, getting down and out by Facebook, just like, it's weird, man, because like, I don't exactly know what to suggest. Like, I don't know if it's just like, step away, because it's kind of like there's no middle ground. It's either like you either just step away from it completely, or you keep having to do it even though it's only going to reach like a few people, because obviously I want it to reach even a few people opposed to no people. So that's kind of like the situation that I'm in. But again, you guys can help alleviate some of that challenge simply by paying attention to posts, by sharing them, by engaging with them. When you see me post on Facebook, if you're following me on Facebook already, be sure to comment, because again, that's going to boost algorithms. And these are little ways that we can be able to like hack the code to beat the odds on Facebook. So I really do appreciate that. And again, also want to just mention that supporting through the Patreon is a really important way to be able to help support this project. And there's a few ways to be able to help contribute, and financial means is in a very important way. And just want to give a huge shout out to the Patreon supporters, while also inviting new people to sign up for the Patreon. The Patreon is a little bit of a tricky thing. And again, this is just like one of the realities of what it is that we are creating here. It's something that hasn't really been done before, and it's part of like the ups and downs and trying to figure out what's going to work best. With the Patreon, I'll just give you guys some of the back end numbers. The Patreon, we have about 225 people signed up for the Patreon, although right now there's only about 105 people who are actively donating. So right now, one of my objectives is like I'm communicating with people within the Patreon to be able to help invite them to reactivate their donations, because people will put them on hold, and that's totally okay. That's like, there's no hard feelings in any of that, because it's expected that people will do what works best for them. And I don't take anything personally about it, but at the same time, we want to be able to like help remind people, because sometimes they don't even know that their donations are on hold, and work on getting that back up. Because again, that, like, yes, the money from that is energy, and the energy from that helps pay the bills to be able to help allow this project to grow. So that means it helps like pay with the back end costs for this website. It helps me be able to like alleviate some of like this, I don't want to say stress, but again, like when there is like that little bit of extra cash flow, it allows me to just like be able to focus on things in a little bit different. It allows me to like put more investment into the project in terms of like promotions, in terms of like being able to just like, unlock new abilities within the software. It allows me to like purchase like new like apps and things like that. Just different ways to be able to make it better, while continuing to allow me to work towards my objective of not only just like having enough to survive, but having enough to thrive, to the point where I've succeeded as like being able to make this a career, which it already is, but we want to be able to do it more, to be able to, again, have enough money to be able to invest back into the community, so that we can pay people within the project to be able to work on things such as being able to be like editors for article content and other things. Like, again, I want to be able to like have people who I can literally hire on to do work within the project in the same way you would run it like a business and a company. So again, bear with me, because like there's a lot of stuff within this project that I'm still like figuring out. I'm still doing my best. I appreciate you guys' support, and I appreciate you understanding the energy that goes into running a project like this. And another way that you can be able to help support the project, and this is like a new way that we've recently just released, is the new item store that is available for you guys. And I may be able to do a screen share. I might be able to do a screen share with you guys in a minute. But if you check out tinyurl.com/paradigm shift central store shift, I'm just typing it into the chat, you'll be able to see there that we got some new items, including the classic shirts available within the project, to be able to give you guys the tools to be able to help hack the matrix where you are with a little bit more fun. So I just posted the link I'll just post it into YouTube as well. But again, let me just see if I can actually bring it up for you guys real quick, because I just want to show you guys. And again, we're just mentioning this here because this is like the part of the show where we do go over updates. And this is something this is what I was working on this week. I was working on creating this store for you guys. And so, yes, the store itself, like it's double-edged, right? Yeah, it's about being able to like raise some proceeds to be able to help support the project monthly, but it's also about being able to give you guys the gear and the items to be able to help like do some awesome stuff. So let me just see. I'm just gonna do a screen share through the Google Hangout opposed to OBS. Let's see, is this gonna work? Yup. Okay, cool. All right, so you guys will be able to see right here. So again, if you go to tinyurl.com/paradigm shift central store, and I posted that, I'll make sure it's in the show notes afterwards. What I would want to be able to show you guys is that you got like the store here, you got like the different shirts and everything like that. And the cool thing is that they're not just shirts, they're also like various items. So for example, like if you click on the free hugs, it will load up on the new page, and then from there you'll be able to scroll down and be able to see. Okay, apparently that glitched out. I don't know why that happens sometimes. Just give me like a 404 error. I was having that issue. If it does that, just like go back and click again. Sometimes it works. It will work. So again, we also got like the classic designs, but we also got like these new designs that are the shirts that say "Ask Me About." So like this is like one shirt that says like "Ask Me About Lucid Dreaming," and then this website's kind of confusing, I know. But then if you go to like all products and browse a little bit further, you can also see that we have like some mugs and some stickers available. So you can get like a mug that says like "Ask Me About Lucid Dreaming," and then we also got like other mugs with like different phrases on them, ones that are going to be like situated towards a preference to you. So we have like one that says like "Ask me about sacred geometry," "Ask me about shifting consciousness," "Ask me about spirituality," "Ask me about psychedelics," "Ask me about," where is it, the Sasquatch one, "Ask me about DMT," "Ask me about the pineal gland," "Ask me about being a light guardian." And so the intention behind these is that like if you want to get them in shirts, that's cool, but like more so than that, I was thinking like the "Ask Me About" ones would be great as stickers. So when you click on one, click down and go to available products, and it will show you like the additional available products. And then you can scroll and you'll see like the mug options as well. So imagine like drinking your mug. The whole idea about this is about hacking the matrix. It's about being able to bring conscious conversations into society in like creative ways. So imagine you're like at work and you're drinking your mug, drinking coffee or tea, and it says on it, in this case, I just clicked on one, it's like "Ask me about the paranormal." But again, you can have there's the various ones. Imagine like you're in your work lounge and someone sees that and they're just like, "Oh, okay, like let's talk about that. Like I want to know what that's about." And then from there, it's a really cool way to be able to spark those conversations. So again, we got the whole "Ask Me About" things, and we also got, as I said, the classic free hugs design, which a lot of people have been asking for, as well as the classic "Open Your Heart," the "Choose to Be the Change You Wish to See in the World," and also the "We Are Connected" and the Paradigm Shift Sigil. And also in terms of other items, there's like the mugs, but there's other stuff too. There is like pillows, there's like wall banners, there's booklets, there's iPhone cases, there's laptop cases, all sorts of different types of stuff that you can be able to check out and to be able to gear up. So again, if you have any questions with that, please feel free to let me know. You can even get a clock. You can even get a duvet cover. It's crazy. Like I want to see someone with a giant Paradigm Shift sigil on their duvet cover. Bonus points if you get that. But again, if you have any questions with that, just let me know. I know the website's like kind of confusing. I don't know why they designed it like that, but nonetheless, once you understand how it works, it's pretty straightforward. And yeah, and again, partial proceeds from that be able to go to help support the project, which again is going to help pay the monthly bills for being able to run the project. So that's essentially all I wanted to be able to show you guys. And again, that's tinyurl.com/paradigm shift central store. And that's going to link you to it, and it's on the website. Is called Redbubble, and so redbubble.com. So again, check the show notes. I'll post the links there for that. And the way how that works is that once a month on like the 15th, or between the 15th and 18th, proceeds from that get processed, and then we get paid from that. So again, it's just like having it doesn't hurt, and that's why I want to be able to have it. And again, I know a lot of people have been asking about the shirts, so again, it's about being able to get you guys the gear to be able to help make it even more fun and exciting within this game, to be able to help assist with the shift. So spark those synchronicities, go spark those conversations, and have fun with those items, because I'm excited to be able to get some for myself. I want to get that Sasquatch mug. I'm gonna get that Ask Me About Sasquatch mug, just you wait. So I'll be drinking it in the future for right out during the broadcast. So cool. All right. So that's one of the things within the news related to the store. And another thing I just want to be able to show you guys is again, going back to the idea that yesterday on my birthday, July 18th, and let me just check, is there any questions in the live chat? Oh, YouTube didn't even let me post a link to my own thing. Great. That's all right. No hard feelings, Facebook, YouTube. Anyways, sweet. Okay, just checking in. We got 8 people tuned in on Facebook, 8 people tuned in on YouTube. Thanks guys for tuning in, and thank you for just listening in on the updates and stuff like that. Again, inviting people to be able to join the discussion circle as we keep going, and we'll get into the individual updates and stuff as we go, and we'll also do a quick meditation. Okay. So in terms of other news related to World Free Hugs Day, for those of you who aren't familiar, a quick recap on that. July 18th, my birthday, mentioned even on last broadcast, I was like, watch this, watch what we're going to do. Basically created the World Free Hugs Day event on my birthday. And that was just because, why not? And so that was like creating a video that we had on my YouTube channel and posted through Facebook. That was one of the things that I was running a promotion on last week. And a lot of people heard about that, and a lot of people were inspired to go out there and take action. And one of the really cool things that came out of the Free Hugs Day was like the people who had never done free hugs before, for them to like go out there and to do free hugs. And so that was really inspiring, because we also have a little chat within Facebook out of the event page. I created a little chat to be able to have people in there who like, it's our World Free Hug Squad. So out of the World Free Hug Day event, we've created a World Free Hug Squad to be able to invite people to continue the free hugs beyond just World Free Hug Day. Essentially, we're in World Free Hug Day +1 at this point. It'd be like H Day +1 or something like that. So again, huge shout out to everyone who has joined in and who took part in World Free Hug Day. Again, continue to do free hugs where you are. It's a beautiful way to be able to take action. A little bit of like, what did I get up to on Free Hug Day? I only hugged a couple people on Free Hug Day, and like one of them was my mom. And honestly, I didn't even get out and do free hugs on Free Hug Day, which I think is just kind of like peculiar and ironic, or not even ironic. I mean, it just was what I was. For those of you who heard, like I was in Toronto working on an interview with a project for my dad, and I didn't get home till later, and I was exhausted at that point, and I just had to like rest. But this weekend, I'm making up for it, and I'm going to be doing some free hugs down at a little festival happening here in London, Ontario, Canada. So looking forward to being able to do that. So again, like if you didn't do free hugs on World Free Hug Day, no hard feelings. Do free hugs on any day. And again, the purpose behind that is being able to create space for compassion, being able to have those conscious conversations, being able to help evolve those hugs as opportunities and portals to be able to help build a physical paradigm shift community where you are. Go out, connect with people, do free hugs, and if you have the opportunity, invite them to community events, invite them to a paradigm shift meetup that you might already have organized, or even just let them know about the Paradigm Shift Central project. So again, World Free Hug Day was a success. There was probably a lot of people who took part in it who I didn't even know took part in it, because there was like one post that we had up in another group that I couldn't even reply to because I was banned from the group. And there's like a lot of people commenting with their location. So we had like a lot of people like posting in other parts of the world, not just North America. A lot of people in like India and everything like that who also saw the post. Whether or not they did free hugs, I don't know. But we can definitely assume that there were a lot of people out there who did free hugs. And yeah, again, thank you everyone for being a part of that. And let's continue to move forward with that momentum into everything that we were doing for the continuation of being able to help assist with the shift. So other stuff happening in the future, in terms of a broadcast next week, stay tuned for that, because I may need to take a break from doing a broadcast next week. What we might do, we might change it up. We might just do like a casual off-air broadcast instead. I know it's going to be a full moon coming up, and I also know that I want to be able to possibly do a guided story meditation. Again, I don't know if that's going to happen, and it's not because I don't want to do it, but it's just a matter of like being able to allocate the tactics and the energy involved for being able to create it. Because again, you know, like with every broadcast that we do, like that's a hell of a lot of time that goes into just like promoting and organizing and pre-production and post-production. So every time that we have a broadcast during the week is what I was saying, I was just like, oh, this is where it gets irritating, because it's just like I'm spending way too much time on Facebook, like when I just need to be able to like promote it once, but instead it's like you're babysitting it the entire time. So I want to be able to you know, create a global meditation event in the future, but if I do that, I really got to be committed to like the promotion and being able to help continue to spread the word for it. But I may just need a break next week. I may just, not even so much a break, because I'm not like taking a break from working, but I'm just like shifting from doing the focus on the broadcast to other things that we got to work on as well, because there's a lot of, again, there's videos that I still have to finish. Again, working on doing my best to be able to bend time. But in the future, we may actually move the broadcast to like every other week, the live broadcast, and then like every off week we might just have an off-air hangout type thing. So yeah, stay tuned for that, because if like the information will be posted through the team emails once that is decided. But yeah, so in terms of other stuff moving forward in the future, I also want to be able to help focus people on creating quest journals. And again, that's something I want to be able to focus on. I want to be able to focus on creating some quest journals, as well as being able to help lead other people in the direction of creating quest journals. And again, quest journals are like our blogs through the main website. And I really want to be able to focus more on creating the content for the main website, to be able to again create that platform where people are collectively documenting the shift in consciousness from their experience, and it's creating this collective timeline archive. There hasn't been as much attention on that in the last while, but just because, again, you know, attention can only go in so many places at once. So by moving some attention around, I want to move some attention back into the creation of quest journals, as well as publishing old quest journals onto the website. And again, if you guys haven't yet, make a habit of, you know, browsing the Paradigm Shift Central website. You know, check it on a regular basis as we get back into the habit of providing new content and posting new content through there. So, yeah, that's pretty much all of the updates that we have for this broadcast. So again, you got the shirts, Free Hug Day was a success, and yeah, focusing on quest journals. And again, just reminding you guys that your participation is greatly appreciated, such as just being able to share through social media. And yeah, huge shout out to you guys. And again, you know, like it's being able to, again, I want to be able to encourage you guys to be able to create those physical paradigm shift communities, because that's a really important thing. So if you're thinking about being able to like help make a difference in your community, keep your eyes open for those locations where you might be able to have like a paradigm shift meeting. And you know, ask me if you need any questions, but check out live.paradigmshiftcentral.com/startup guide to be able to get more info on what it takes to be able to create a physical paradigm shift community. So cool. Okay, let's move into a little bit of a meditation, just a short micro one, and then we'll get into some individual paradigm shift community updates. Again, guys, I'm still working on like tailoring these broadcasts in best way, because like, again, I know it's just like I want to be able to balance it between like me talking a lot versus other people talking and everything like that. So even just like right now, I know we got like a bunch of people tuned in, but we only have like 2 people in the circle. That's okay. That's fine. Again, you know, just moving forward with momentum, but again, always inviting people to be able to join and be a part of these circle discussions. But in the future, I want to get more into like the big group circle discussions. So yeah, it's just about being able to allocate, man. Like there's a lot to carry. So being able to have that like dispersed amongst the team, that helps me greatly, and it helps the team greatly as well. So any feedback that you guys have is greatly appreciated. Let me know what you guys value. Let me know what you guys want, and we'll do our best to be able to help meet everyone halfway. So let's move into a little bit of a quick meditation as I just kind of like shift gears here and allow myself to relax a bit. Again, you know, I'm already like pretty tired. Today's been like, it's one of those like 15-hour work days for me right now. And yeah, so let's do a little bit of a meditation, recalibrate, and then we'll go into a little bit of the Paradigm Shift community updates. There may not be too much on that. And then individual project updates. And then, yeah, we'll see. This may be a short broadcast, and that's totally cool with me. So let's do a little micro meditation here. So I'll just invite you guys to be able to find a place to gently relax. And some of you like this might be like your favorite part of the broadcast, these little meditations that we do, and I totally understand that. So, and that's why I want to be able to do like those story meditations, because I know those are valuable for you guys. So again, reminding ourselves that any inspiration that we get from these broadcasts, let us continue to carry it. Let us be fueled by the story that these broadcasts represent. So awesome. All right. Again, just inviting you to find a gentle place where you can relax. Allow yourself to gently just close your eyes. Just relax your shoulders. Relax your face. Just straighten up your spine just a little bit. Together here, we'll begin our meditation simply by connecting with the breath. So gentle inhales through the nose. Gentle exhales through the nose or the mouth. Again, gentle inhales through the nose. Gentle exhales through the nose or the mouth. As you continue to breathe, allowing your breath to not only be felt within you, but allow your breath to be visualized as a current of cool water gently moving through your body. So with each breath, with each exhale, imagine as if you were sitting underneath a waterfall, even in this moment. And just allowing this waterfall, this water, to move over your body as well as through your body. And as it does, as you feel the cooling sensation of it, allow yourself to relax. Allow yourself to be cleansed. Allow yourself to release anything that you may be holding in tension. Allow yourself to release any irritability that you may have felt at some point today in any way. Allow yourself to gently just let any emotion that you no longer wish to hold on to gently flow off you, to gently just slide off you as the water from this waterfall that you're sitting under gently just moves any of that dirt, any of that baggage off you, and then down into the stream, carrying it away. Feeling the water as the medicine it is, as the ally it is. And so as you feel this water rolling down your back, gently down your spine, even tickling your spine just a little bit, you can also feel this water rolling down the front of your face, down the top of your head, the bridge of your nose, all the way down your throat, past your chest, down your hips, towards your legs, and further down the stream. So for the purpose of this meditation, simply allow yourself to really make this visualization as real as possible. What does this water feel like to you? Cool, flowing, crisp? What does it sound like for you? Gentle, relaxing, melodic. What does it smell like for you? Clear, clean, refreshing. And so for these next few moments, allow yourself to simply be refreshed through the visualization of this meditation. And when you come out of it, just feeling as if you just literally did exactly as we imagined, as you literally just stepped out from standing under a cold waterfall. And the feeling of that, and letting go of any worries, of any doubts, of any baggage, of any dirt, emotional and physical, that may have built up on us today, or perhaps even over the past couple days. And as we do this, as we clear the dirt, we allow the light to shine, the light that is always there. And so remember that the light that is inside of us, it is always shining. It is always blazing. The only illusion that makes it appear otherwise is just based on the amount of dirt that we currently have piled over top of it, obstructing it from being seen from the outside. Yet it is always something we can feel on the inside. And so as you visualize yourself in this waterfall, you let this dirt gently flow away. Gently move off your body down the stream, carried away by the service of nature. And then in doing so, straightening up your spine, even just a little bit, opening up your chest, breathing nice and deep with a full breath. Deep exhale, sigh. Again, gentle inhale. Exhale, sigh. And so in these next few moments, I'll just allow you to stay here in your own silence just for a bit. And allow yourself to reflect on anything that you would like to release. Any dirt that you can acknowledge within your own being, within your own space. Not something that is you, but simply something that has built up on you. And as you allow yourself to detach from it, you allow yourself to be removed of its burden, while also still learning from its lessons and blessing it with love as you do. And so you just say thank you to the dirt for serving its purpose. And you say, I no longer need you. And you let it go as it flows down the stream, as you gently wash it off, as you gently bring in this blessing that the water brings. So just take a few more breaths here on your own in silence while visualizing and talking to yourself in your minds, feeling the waterfall, connecting with breath, straightening spine, and practicing your meditation. Continue. Let's take a couple more breaths. Beautiful. And so reminding yourself of what the sensation feels like, reminding yourself that you can return to this space at any time. As we gently move towards the conclusion of this meditation, really just focusing on the cool feeling that this waterfall brought you, and just thanking it. Thanking the water, and thanking the water outside of you, and thanking the water inside of you. So you feel yourself being a little bit lighter, literally shining lighter, being lighter, removing any of the dirt that naturally builds up over time. And so make a habit of doing this physically and metaphysically to remove any of the dirt that builds up on us. Inevitably it does through our daily interactions. Yet it is our duty to clean ourselves, to gently remove this dirt so that it does not become something that we accidentally share with others. And so sometimes some of the dirt that is on us is some dirt that has been indirectly shared to us from others. Yet even still, do not hold burden, do not hold animosity. Simply say thank you for teaching me, thank you for helping me, as we allow ourselves to receive this dirt so that we can teach ourselves how to clean it, and in turn teach others how to do the same. Teach ourselves how to heal, and in turn teach others to do the same. So take a couple more breaths here. Straighten up your spine. Deep inhale. Exhale. Yawn if you need to. Or, I mean, it's just me, but one more deep inhale. Exhale. Continue to find the rhythm of your breath. Gently bringing your awareness back to your physical body. Gently, when you are ready, slowly wiggling your fingers and your toes. And gently, at your own pace, as you continue to breathe, open your eyes and return your awareness to the space around you, feeling refreshed and rejuvenated and at peace. Awesome. Beautiful. All right. Thank you, everyone, for taking part in that meditation, thanking yourself as well. And again, I am just an extension of you who's on the other end of this microphone, who's helping all of us as we continue to grow and learn together. So much love. Please feel free to leave any comments, any feedback. Again, your engagement is important. What was that meditation like for you? Even just expressing gratitude is always appreciated. So awesome. Thank you, everyone. Okay, feeling good. Yeah. That's good. I needed that meditation myself. I could feel myself like getting a little bit of dirt on me today. Like I was finding myself like being like a little like irritated today. I'm like, that's not normally me. Like it's just like some dirt that I've like picked up along the way. So but again, that happens when we deal with the nature of this world. It's hard to deal with this world without getting dirty. And I think it's naive to think that we won't get dirty. I think we have to expect to get dirty when we deal with this world, when we put ourselves into the heart of Babylon. And so the objective isn't to avoid the dirt, but in fact, it's to put ourselves through it when we need to, when it's relative, with the knowledge that we can clean it off ourselves at our own will. And I think that's the power, and I think that's the message, and that's the lesson that I want to be able to put on. As light workers and stuff like that, the idea of like avoiding negativity and stuff like that won't get you to where you need to be. It will get you places, but it won't get you everywhere. There's certain levels that you won't be able to enter because you'll be like, oh, that's too dirty. I'm not going in there. But what happens when you're not afraid of that? What happens when you're like the person that says, see that dirt? I'm going to go into it. I'm going to absorb it in like a very loving way. Not intentionally, but just through happenstance, because I'm putting my love into this and I'm going to help transmute it, and then I'm going to clean it off myself, and it's going to make a difference. So drop some 1111s if that resonates with you in the chat. Cool. Awesome. All right. Thank you everyone for tuning into that. And let's continue to roll forward with this broadcast. So what I would like to do is to be able to move into our individual paradigm shift community updates. And I'll just go over that first, and then I'll pass the talking stick to Byron and then Christina. And again, if anybody else wants to join, please feel free to do so. And you can do that as we continue the broadcast. So the more the merrier. So in terms of individual paradigm shift community updates, there's not too much that I have to share. I know last week I talked about how I had the intention of doing ecstatic dance within the paradigm shift London community. That's still something that's on the future. Ecstatic dance is a thing that happens normally within the community, not directly through paradigm shift, but does happen in the community. What I was talking about last week is the idea of like hosting an ecstatic dance event with one of my friends. And one of my awesome, super awesome friends. And what I want to be able to do is to be able to like turn it into like a meditative event that turns into ecstatic dance, and really practice that to be able to see what type of space we can create, while also like having it as like a bit of a discussion circle as well. But other than that, the paradigm shift community meetings have been good. Again, we do those in London, Ontario, Canada at the Tea Lounge at 7 to 9 on Fridays, and that's at 268 Piccadilly Street for those of you in London who want to be able to join in. And as always, again, just reminding you guys that creating community meetups, whether you're calling them paradigm shift community meetups or not, are a huge objective within this project. And yeah, it's something that all of us can do, because those make a big difference. Like, it's easy for me to think back on like all of the meetings that we've done for Paradigm Shift London over the years, and to just know the amount of people that have connected through it, the difference that it has made, the conversations, the things that it has taught me as an individual and as a leader in the community. Just super, super grateful, super, super powerful experiences to be able to do that. And again, like as social media becomes like more and more obscure, the social circles physically become more and more important. People need those. We really do. So that's really all I have for my individual paradigm shift community updates, and we'll pass the talking stick over to Byron and Christine. And again, like if you guys have any community events in general that you want to talk about, it doesn't have to specifically be about like paradigm shift community updates. And then from there, we'll segue into project updates and what are we doing to be able to help assist with the shift in consciousness in general. So Byron, I'm going to pull up your microphone, and anything that you feel you have to share, please feel free to do so. So give me 2 seconds, Byron, pulling up your microphone. And Byron, go ahead. You have the talking stick. If there's anything that you would like to share, go right ahead.
Sounds lovely. That was a great meditation, and it helped ground me more, but it also made me had to pee, so I ran and peed.
Right? I guess, yeah, inevitably so.
All right. Yeah, man, lately it's been getting a lot more real. My house is getting in real order, and it's been a lot of work. We've been painting the rooms, and we got like stuff installed. I just installed a cat door yesterday, and just like little achievements that mean the world of difference in terms of practicality and just everyday living. And it feels like I finally nested into my home, and I have my son who's going to be born. His due date is August 4th, so it could be any day now. My wife has been doing great. She's sleeping right now. She's got our little parasite growing in her right now. And yeah, it's great, man. I can't wait to meet Bruce. And it's so lately, because of that, I've been just breaking my own molds, and it's like it's not about like it's my ego. I bruise my own ego, and I need to, and it helps me get past the woohoo poo poos. I'll put it like that. and yeah, I just realized how many great outlets there are, and I'm starting to just like join everything. Like I don't think I'm gonna be kicked out of anything either. And it's like it's not like that. It's like I feel like I'm part of Paradigm Shift Central. I feel like I'm part of Third Eye Horizon. I feel like part of the I Am movement. On it's all in Detroit, and it's all electronic dance music, and And it's not just that; it's also like community. And I think it's starting to break more walls. I think, I've seen videos of people dancing at the state capitol or the Washington D.C. Lincoln Memorial, just start dancing. And hold on one sec, I'm sorry. The kitty cat's making some noise in the background. I had to stop him. Trout's a good boy, but he's a little stinker. You're back again. Get out of here, you little stinker. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Yeah. You want some love, Trout? Come on. Hop up here. Come on. Come up. Yeah, come on. He's not so shy, I guess. He's oh, my cat. I'll just talk about him the rest of the time. I don't care. It's I feel like how I broke my own mold. Honestly, I've dealt with a lot of abuse in my life, and this cat did too. And now he's like he's opening up to more and more people. Like, I didn't see this cat for the first 6 months I lived at my wife's house. And my wife hadn't seen him for 16 months, but we knew he existed because his food and water would be out and there'd be surprises in the kitty litter. And we got another cat who's unfortunately passed away due to neurological disease. But yeah, man, it's so weird. It's a life lesson. Like, this cat got barked at and growled at and bitten and everything. Or I don't know if it got bitten, but I know that he didn't have a good time with these dogs that he was living with, and now he's doing good. Here he is. And it's me. I'm breaking my own shell as well, and I'm realizing that there's so much fear out there, and it's just like, to start loving it. Everything's gonna be okay. There may be disappointments in terms of our own ego, but bruise your own ego. Don't be afraid. If that's the dirt. Don't be afraid of being hurt. You probably are hurt right now, and we all are, in a way, in a sense. But at the same time, we find moments of glory, and not always just in triumph, but in peace, inner peace. And yeah, I don't know. It's been very hard for me lately. I honestly just got out of the mental hospital like a few weeks ago, and it's because I've had to leave my blood family alone. Like, I have to exile them because I realized that it's not that they aren't good people, it's that they aren't awake. And it's been very hard on my mental. My wife has been there for me, and I just hear her waking up right now. She can come down here and join us if she wants. I don't know, but I just love everyone. I think it's great that what we're doing. I think what I've been doing is I've been working on these CD sleeves for Third Eye Horizon, but I think we can get you guys some at Paradigm Shift Central too. We'll have to talk it. I'll talk about it the next meeting we got on Tuesday. Brendon, you're welcome to join. I don't think there'd ever be a problem if you're free. You know what I'm saying? But I have all these CD sleeves of faces here, and then I have CD sleeves of my abstract art that was originally started through my experimentation with DMT. I never actually saw these images until I tried the spirit molecule, and I remember you saying, ask me about DMT. I'm a chemist. I don't even know what DMT stands for. Unfortunately, I should just look it up and memorize the molecule and read the Wikipedia article and memorize it, and then buy that shirt and wear it. It's like there needs to be just breaking molds and breaking matrices. Like, I feel like that's what we're all getting at right here, right now. And I think I've held on the talking stick long enough, and I love you guys. Yeah, you're the best.
Awesome, Byron. I love you too, man. Appreciate what you bring to the circle, man. I love your energy.
Thank you.
Cool, man. Well, we'll pass over to Christina in a bit. Again, since it's just like a small group of us here, I'm totally cool. It's kind of like turning this into a bit of a discussion circle. Because again, as much as it's just like talking about, we'll just kind of combine it, and these are a little bit of instructions for you, Christina, opposed to just saying like individual paradigm shift community updates and individual project updates. We'll just kind of turn it into the whole thing that we used to do in the broadcast, which is just how are you helping assist with the shift in consciousness. So give us a little bit of an update on what's happening in your reality, and maybe even some of the lessons that you're going through. Really just the idea of, what do you want to bring to the circle? What do you want to bring that is something of value, to be able to say like, hey, this is what I'm experiencing, this is what I'm learning, here's my experience, I'm bringing it and I'm putting it out there. This will help all of us grow in that sense. Because I feel we didn't really too much do that in the last couple of broadcasts, and I feel that was kind of what was. I feel like that was missing, and for some reason I didn't forget about it. I don't know. We were just getting calculated with our new formats. So, Christina, I'll pass the talking stick over to you, and then if me, you, and Byron kind of want to open this up into a little bit of discussion for a bit, that's totally cool. And we can kind of like have a little bit of open discussion, and then from there get into a bit of like the dream recall and stuff like that, instead of saving open discussion for later. So, Christina, I'll pass the talking stick over to you, and let me just pull up the microphone. And whenever you're ready, you can go right ahead. And again, thank you for being a part of the roundtable.
Sure. I know you wanted to make it a little bit more general, but actually I was like thinking, as he was speaking about like more paradigm shift central stuff, and like I know I've talked with you about this in the past, that and I think that what Byron was talking about, like egos and like tearing out of your barriers, is like a good segue into kind of what I wanted to talk about. Was a big reason that I like to join in these conversations and in with this community is because I feel like I resonate with so many of these people online, but so few people like in my actual everyday. And I really want to like start bringing the community into my more everyday experience, rather than just something that I do with people on the internet. It's like, I don't know, it feels like I find these amazing connections with all of these amazing people online, but then I really crave that in my everyday. And I have so many ideas like for your project, and it's really just a matter of like breaking out of my own shell and putting myself out there. And there's so many cool communities, like even just like near where I live. And I'm not sure if you're anybody's familiar with the Theosophical Societies in America, but their headquarters is actually like 15 minutes away from my house, and they hold some really cool events all year long. They do like lectures all year long. There's meditation groups. There's kind of like round tables like we're doing right here on the internet, but in person. And they kind of do their own thing. They have what do you call them? The Theosophical Fest every year, where they have like booths set up and things like that. And not only just like, I'll read you their little spiel online. Or they said their mission is to encourage open-minded inquiry into world religions, philosophy, science, and the arts in order to understand the wisdom of the ages, respect the unity of all life, and help people explore spiritual self-transformation. And like, whenever I think of your project, I always think of this community of people, because I attend their lectures sometimes, and I've gone there for different things throughout the past, and I've always thought what a great community that what Paradigm Shift Central offers would be to bring to those types of communities. And on top of that, I like attend a lot of different music festivals throughout the year, and I know that like those types of places really attract these types of people that I'm encountering like over the internet, and would be a really cool place to like introduce these ideas to. And I think it's more just a matter of like me putting myself out there and like not being shy, and like, not being scared to like share these types of ideas with people, because like clearly they're not accepted by everybody out there. And I think that it's something that I hold back as a result of knowing that not everybody understands this stuff, and we're so limited by language. And I think that I'm really working in my own experience to like be a good segue for people who are just learning to become shifters, and like people who already have. And I think like right now in particular, that's such an important skill set to have, is to like like have one foot in the new and one foot in the old, and like be able to like fuse it in a way that makes sense to people who are just experiencing these ideas for like maybe their first time, and like I said, language is so limited. So I think I'm just kind of, I don't know, my thoughts are all over the place, but I'm just kind of like thinking of ways that I can put what I have in here like out there in the real world. And it's not easy, and obviously everybody knows like yoga is my medium, and it's been, to me, it has been like, to kind of segue it into a more general discussion, it is such a subtle teacher in so many different ways that like I don't even have the words for, but I just feel it and I know it. So me learning to be a yoga instructor is, I think, really helping me with like communication barriers that I have. And it's just something that I'm really working on and practicing really every day, is to like get out of my ego, get out of my shell, and really just be myself, you know. And I think that that's super powerful when it comes to getting a lot of these ideas across to everyday people out there. I don't know. So yeah, just some ideas that I had. I think this, like the Esophageal Society, would be a really cool community to introduce your project to. And I'm thinking about ways that I can maybe get more involved there. And like, I like wish I can come to your meetings in Canada. Like I wish I lived there so that I can be around these types of people like more often, because it's super comforting just to even have conversations like we're having now, and to be involved with people who are kind of on the same wavelength and understand what we're going through on a daily day basis, because not everybody does. So yeah, I don't know. Word bomb.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome, Christina. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. Um, yeah, I mean, like, you know, again, you're definitely putting out this idea that you're looking to connect with more people of like-minded, you know, vibration, so to speak. I mean, what does like the thought of organizing events beyond your yoga, like, what does that feel like for you? Is that something that you feel like you'd be able to do? Like, again, whether you're calling it a paradigm shift meetup or something, do you feel like that's something that you would be interested
I
in
guess it's like,
playing
where do you
with?
begin?
It
You know?
seems like it's definitely an option. Like, it's kind of like it's something that it wouldn't hurt to try if it feels right. So, because I mean, like, if your yoga studio, do you think like that would be a place where they might be able to let you have like additional meetings at?
You know, it's touchy because the studio itself is a corporate
Fair enough.
organization, and they
Fair
really
enough.
try to like steer. I mean, it's kind of hard to avoid because it's yoga, but they
Mm-hmm.
say to avoid dogma as much as possible. And like, I mean,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
honestly, the teachers that I've like connected with the most, like they don't do that. Like there's kind of no way to avoid dogma when you're teaching people yoga. I mean, it's kind of, and honestly, that's like what people resonate the most with, is like when you bring spirituality into your classes, and like it's not just a workout, you know, it can't be, it's yoga, you know. So, but I think
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of the people that are involved in the core power community would totally like be on board with this. A lot of my mentors and like things like that.
Yeah, yeah. It may just be something where, you know, it might just begin just by like putting out the idea to people working there and just kind of mention it to them. Again, just with the idea that, you know, this is about being able to bring community together to be able to talk about the things that we don't normally get a chance to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, that may be something where, like, if someone such as yourself is willing to do a little bit of extra work to champion it, it may be something that they might recognize as being incredibly valuable for the community. So, I mean, I'd be curious to see like where a conversation like that might lead, because it may actually be like uh, there may actually be like a lot of receptiveness to it. And again, if you're already if you're already working in that environment, it would be an easy way to be able to like let people know that, like, hey, you know, like, because I mean, at the yoga studio that I go to, they have like a free meditation group that they do once a week, and that meditation group is basically a paradigm shift meeting, but it's more focused on meditation. It's like it's promoted as a meditation group, but then they do have like a little bit of discussion on that. So I mean, it fits into the criteria of what it is that they're doing. And maybe that might be something for you to consider, is the idea of like, could you sell it, not even sell it in like the traditional sense, but could you promote it as being like a meditation group, if that isn't something that they already have, or again, or even literally just calling it a group where it's just about like, you know, spirituality discussion group or something like that, and really just being clear about what it is. Because maybe to say like open-minded discussion group might be a little too open-minded. It's like, oh, are we gonna start getting people talking about like conspiracies and stuff in here, like that might not be what they want. So maybe if you do choose to narrow it down, that might actually be more appealing, so that it fits within the context of what they're trying to have themselves represented as a corporation, in that sense.
These are all like really loose ideas in my head,
Totally.
but I think that like I really like I'm feeling really drawn towards that Theosophical Society that's like literally it's like 15 minutes from my house, and
Right on.
they already do like meditation groups and like things like discussion groups like we're having now, but in real life, kind of like what you hold in Ontario. And like I don't know, I guess it's just a matter of like putting myself out there. Honestly, I need to do the work,
That would be, I mean,
yeah,
I totally, I mean, if that's there, and it, like, have you been to their meetups before?
I've gone to a lot of their lectures. I've gone to like some of their yoga classes, and then they have their like little street fair like every summer too that I've
Cool.
checked out before. So I just
Right on.
want to get more, and I don't know. I just want to get more involved with them. I don't know.
Totally. Yeah. Like I think again, just kind of like listen to the intuition, because it's definitely like moving you towards what it is that has like something for you. So I mean, even if you,
it's really hard to get people who are not like-minded to even be on board with this in the first place, and that's like a little frustrating for me personally. I don't know.
and
Like they don't take it seriously, you know what I mean?
and again, it's kind of like one of those things where like you put out the vibration, and for the people who aren't really going to resonate with it, like they'll just kind of walk by. But there will be people who will resonate with it. So again, you just kind of like don't take it too personally, but at the same time, they do take notice. And the whole idea is to like keep that open door, because I like one of the things that I've observed multiple times over the years of like getting involved with community stuff is that a lot of times you will have people who will kind of be like have some kind of resistance to this like metaphysical fringe type topics, but even their resistance shows that they're actually interested, but it's just like a part of themselves that they haven't really processed. So there's like the fact that they're like, so like even if they're adamant about being like, be like, no man, like that's not for me, like that's actually a part of them saying like, no, a part of me is interested in that, but I'm actually scared to admit it, because like because they're in like this conditioning process. But then over time, just having that open door is really important, because again, when they know it's there, and then months down the road they might have like a crazy experience, and then they'll be like, oh, like maybe I do want to go to that group now, or something like that. So
Have you ever read Be Here Now by Rhonda?
I have not.
Okay, but you have to read that book. And I guess this is not going to make sense now because I don't remember the specific quote from the book, but like, yeah, you totally have to read that book. It's amazing.
Okay.
And there's this one line that says something along the lines of, it's like, this is not what it says, but something along the lines of like, if the person is not asking and you're trying to tell them, like you're doing an injustice, like to them, if they don't ask. You do know what I mean? Like if they're not curious about whatever it is from their own place, you coming to them and like trying to push the ideas on them essentially is like you're doing a disservice, if that kind of makes sense. I don't know. That kind of just like reminds me of that. Like I guess people just have to be curious. They have to be curious to be able to hear like what you're trying to offer in the first place, if that makes sense, you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you on that. Again, I think it's kind of like one of those things where like it not to say it's gray, but like it doesn't hurt to kind of like put the idea out there so that they can look at it if they choose to, without having to do it in an aggressive way that's like infringing on their free will. You just kind of, it's like you just kind of like put something on the table, and then if they want to look at it, they can. But I agree, like it's a fine balance between, like even with free hugs, it's you let people come to you, you show the sign, and people come to you when they're ready. Never, like, even I was talking about this in the last couple of weeks and stuff like that, you don't chase people with a free hug sign. You don't like say like, hey, like come get a free hug or something like that, right? Like that's kind of, it's like infringing on their free will, and it kind of like creates like this like not a healthy relationship. But being a beacon, having that information, putting it out there, presenting it, putting it on the table, that's valuable, because again, to not have that, it kind of like takes away the whole option. So it's just a matter of like finding the ways to do that in a way that's going to be like gentle, it's going to be really, really gentle, so that you, like, yeah, it's like a lot of people in terms of their weight. Sorry, go ahead.
There is a fine line.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. There are right and wrong ways in terms of like helping people wake up, and I agree. And this is something we've talked a bit about it before and stuff like that. This idea that like if you're it just kind of like certain people, like their process of awakening needs to be something that takes time, and for you to like suddenly go in and drop some truth bombs on them, it can freaking like get really dangerous, and it can like mess up their structure of reality and things like that, especially for like young people or something like that. If you just go and be like, hey, like this reality is actually a dream, and they'll just be like, wait, what? Like, what does what does that mean, right? But maybe there's a soft way to be able to do that. Maybe there's a way you can approach it from like a philosophical perspective, opposed to just like getting like straight into those hard hitting gems, because like it's certain things that people have to reach those aha moments on their own, and it's a really interesting dynamic to kind of like be like that person who's like on the path, who's just like giving them little hints of wisdom, but you're not like walking the path for them. Like only they can walk the path for themselves. So
I guess it's about giving people options, because this conversation totally just has like, it's just giving me parallels in my mind. I have some like pretty like conservative religious Christian family members who like to send me videos and like send me scripture and like send me things like that, and became a point in time where I didn't want to hear like what they were pushing on me so much, because it did start to, and I think it can go with like any perspective like that. It could be like a Buddhist coming to you with their truth, or like a Christian coming to you with their truth, or like whatever, like New Age, whatever you want to call our kind of community, like sharing their ideas. And I think it is just like about giving people options to decide like what's best for their life and their path. I don't know.
No, I think I think you do know. No, I think what you just said is very wise and very accurate. No, it's definitely something that like, it's just, again, you know what it's like to be on the receiving end when people are trying to like push their beliefs on you, and that's not, it's not fun. What you want to be able to do, you want to be able to encourage people to think for themselves. You want to be able to create that like Socratic kind of philosophical discussion, where it's not so much about like telling people what to think, but it's giving them the opportunity for them to be able to reflect on their own thoughts, for them to be able to explore the question through the answer, and then that answer leads to more questions. But yeah, to be able to just like again, it's infringing on someone's free will to like try and push your beliefs on them. I don't feel that's an effective way to do it, and I feel like that actually is kind of like got some like karmic ramifications to it, if that's like one way of thinking about it. So Byron, I'm not sure if you have any thoughts on this. If you want to share anything, we can open up your microphone if you would like to add in on this. Go right ahead, dude. Or Christina, sorry, Christina, did you want to say anything first? Or I think, hold on, Christina, I got some weird stuff going on. I'm not sure if it's the feed or if it's you. Can I get an 1111 from people in the chat to let me know if you guys are hearing things okay? I just feel like we got like weird stuff going on with the feed right now. I think it's my computer. Whoa. Hold on, guys. Hang tight. My computer may be crashing. Whoa, no. Hang tight. Hang tight, guys. We got some just trying to work through it. Okay. Christina, just go ahead. Just try talking if you don't mind. Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just kind of like waiting through weird. Like it's got like some like weird reverb right now, and I'm like listening to the broadcast. 1 second, guys. We're just figuring out some technical difficulties. I'm just gonna pull up Byron's mic. Byron, can you just say something real quick? Oh man. Okay. Can you guys hear each other? 1 second. Okay, I'm about to confirm something. Yeah, okay, so like the way I'm hearing it is the way that people are hearing it too. Weird. Okay, sorry guys, I'm not sure why this is happening exactly. I'm just gonna close a couple things and we're gonna see if we can redirect some resources. I think it's literally just like my computer like having troubles with it. So 2 seconds, guys. We're gonna see if we can figure this out. All right. Christina, just try saying something again. Weird. Okay. What? No, I can't hear you guys right now. What I might... Jeez, okay. I just don't want to lose the feed, which I don't think we will. But I think I might just need to rejoin. Okay, I'm just gonna like hang tight. People on the broadcast, you guys are gonna be able to hear my microphone, okay? I just need to like reload this window. So for Christina and Byron, hang tight. I'm just gonna join this chat. So I'm gonna jump out and I'm gonna jump back in, and hopefully that will work. So for those of you on the broadcast, you guys can still hear me. You won't be able to see me for a second, and hopefully this works. So, all right. Oh man. Okay, Christina, say something real quick. Okay, I don't know why that's not working. All right. And I don't want to close my YouTube because I don't know if that will like crash the feed or not, and I don't want to close my Facebook because I don't know if that will crash the feed or not. Sorry, guys. Support us on Patreon so Brendon can buy a new computer so that these things don't happen. What can I do to fix this right now that won't cause the stream to end? Okay, hang tight, guys. Hang tight. Okay. All right. Okay, let me just put a... Oh, wow, this thing is like just pooping out here. Okay, you guys are gonna like see me just individually on cam right now for a second as I get this situated. Let's see if this will work or not. Keep the feed going, and then we'll get back into this. That was some good discussion too, so I won't be able to get back into that. All right. Okay, weird. The audio is still completely glitched out right now. Alright, do I dare? Says we are off air right now, Byron says. Is that saying we are off air on YouTube as well? I think that may be the case. What are we doing? Okay, checking. No, we're still on air on YouTube. Oh man, I'm sorry guys. Obviously I don't want this to be an issue. Okay. Yeah, again, it's just like my computer's like not really meant to be like running all this stuff. But we didn't have problems with the last broadcast, so. But again, if you're tuned into this, thank you so much for being a part of this discussion. Again, we want to be able to encourage you to always like keep in mind the different ways that we can be able to help take part in this shift in consciousness. And cool. Yeah, the audio is completely distorted. Okay. This is gonna... Okay, we might lose the Facebook feed. If that's the case, then that's not the worst. People on Facebook, stay tuned because we may need to restart the feed here. Okay, so I'm just gonna close a couple things and then I'm gonna rejoin. Sorry guys. Okay. let's see what we can do here. Okay, closing that. Okay, do I close everything though? All right, let's see if this fixes it. Okay. All right. Christina, can you say something? Or Byron, can you say something?
Yeah, I'm talking.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys can hear each other okay, but I'm getting some like it's just like total warbliness. Okay, I think the only way is to just like hard reset my browser, but if I do that, I'm gonna lose the Facebook feed. And if I do that, I might lose the YouTube feed. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure. Hold on, guys. Let me just hack the funk out of this real quick. Yeah, no, I think the only way I can fix this is I gotta like close my browser and restart it. So, do I do that or not? I don't want to do that. What do I do, guys? What do I do? I just don't know if I close my browser if that's going to completely stop the feeds or not. I feel like it might. I know it will stop the Facebook, but I don't know if it'll stop the YouTube, and I don't want it to do that at all. Jeez, I'm sorry, guys. It's a little bit concerning because if this happens once, that means it might happen again. Okay, I'm just rejoining the Hangout. Okay, let me check my audios because I'm gonna do that before I see if that's gonna check. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay, there. I think I got it. Byron, can you say something?
Say something.
Okay, good. We are back. I did it. I knew I could do it. All right. Okay,
Hooray!
cool. Hooray! All right, cool.
Good job.
So let me just get this situated real quick. All right, guys. So we're gonna get right back into this.
Do you have the time on YouTube or where we're at right now? Because you could put that in the comments, and then people would know to fast forward if they're waiting for the technical difficulty.
Yeah, I might have to do something weird like that, or maybe they'll just tune into this because this is like still exciting or something to some people. Okay.
It's
all
back
right.
in the Matrix, man. That's what it is.
No, we are. Okay, good.
Live action.
It's the Illuminati. They're trying to take us down, man. Okay.
They're trying to take us down.
Try to take us down, man. Okay, good. All right, guys, we're back on
You're
here.
being provoked today, Brendon.
What's that?
You're being provoked today.
Oh, I'm being tested today. That's exactly what that was. I could have like rage quit right there. You guys, I was on the edge, man. You guys saw it. But I was like, no, there must be a way. So, okay, good. Things are flowing smooth right now. We got full control back of the ship is back in our control again. So, cool. Okay, guys, let's continue this conversation. And yeah, we were just talking about, again, Christina talking about like different ways to be able to connect with people in her community, the different ways of being able to help like plant seeds and lead people further down the rabbit hole and things like that, and getting involved with community events and creating community events. Christina, do you want to help direct this conversation? What are some other things you would like to bring to the table? And then, you know, we can just bounce around with a little bit more discussion for a little bit. And then eventually we'll go into some dream sharing if there's much to share from that. So, but, you know, like what do you want people to keep in mind? Or what are some things for the people listening that you might want to pass on? What do you want to bring to the round table, essentially? Or even any questions for myself and the team?
I think that's it for now. I do have dream shares though, which are really super duper trippy, awesome dream shares that I want to share later on.
Okay, cool. All right, well, let's check in. Byron, was there anything that you want to share with the stuff that we were talking about a minute ago?
Yeah, I think it's just like it's a mess right now with digital everything. There's patents from this company, so you can't do it on this thing, you know? I remember you couldn't watch YouTube for a day on Windows computers like back in like early like in the 2000s, not the 2010s. And like it's all a joke, man. We should be able to grab our phone and go to a monitor and it just pops on, you know, like with any program, you know? It's like and I think that it's starting to head that way. I think, and I'm not giving up hope on that. And I think things like what we have going on here, we're using Google Hangouts. Other people can do the same thing, and it doesn't matter if it's a different name. If you know, if the thing in Chicago that she was talking about earlier, it's where their philosophical talks and stuff. That's no different than what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. It's good to give it a name, but at the same time, the name doesn't define it. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
it's like a rose. A rose smells sweet by any name. Like that Shakespeare said something about that. You know, it's like that's how I feel. And I've been on this Rabbit website, rabb.it, and it's legal apparently, but people like stream YouTube and their Netflix, and you're allowed to watch in groups of like 10 or 25 or something, or 10 or 50, I think, or more. It like depends if you have your webcams on or if it's text based. But that sort of mentality mixed with the game, like Second Life, has been out for a while since 2003, and I know a lot of people have done pretty amazing things through it. I've seen documentaries on it, and they've made a lot of money from it, and it's not just about the money. You know, like I know there's someone in Detroit I saw in the documentary that she made 300 grand a year, but then someone hacked Second Life and released all of her gear that she developed 3 dimensionally for people to buy in the game, and she went broke after that. But you know, it doesn't mean she can't rebound from it. I'm sure she has by now because that. Anyways, Sansar is the sequel kind of to Second Life. It's the loose sequel, and there's even a cryptocurrency involved. And I think it's we have to find a balance between local and global. Like this is global. Like we're talking from I'm around Detroit, you're in Canada, she's in Chicago. We've talked to people from Australia and in England and all the states, all kinds of states, and it's like to me it's that, and then bringing it home to local, and you can call it whatever you want, but if we're all talking, it doesn't matter. And for Sansar, it's a video game, and Second Life is the predecessor, but in either game you exist as an avatar and you talk to people from around the world. And I can just envision it like Sansar. It has like about like Grand Theft Auto 5 graphics ish from like the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One,
Mm-hmm.
and it's it's getting there still. They're going to have virtual reality goggles, you know, and they want to play it on phones eventually. And phones are getting that powerful. I got a phone about a year ago, and it's 6 gigs of RAM. It's more powerful than my laptop. It's like these things are evolving so exponentially that we're going to have exactly what I was complaining about earlier. Like we're going to be able to grab the phone and go and not have these technical difficulties that they don't they didn't disrupt the. It actually inspired me to talk about what we're talking about right now. It's like it didn't ruin anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you just move on and you figure out how you move on, and you can't allow yourself to be discouraged because it's you just keep seeing things, man. You keep seeing like, you know, this to me is a portal. This paper plate. I don't get to see it when I first start it, but after I'm done with it, I get to enjoy a piece that reminds me of a portal, like an opening. And you know, whenever any piece is complete, I'm looking through all these. I got all these CD sleeves right here. It doesn't matter. These ones aren't even done. These are the ones that are done. Look at this stack. It's like it feels like it doesn't feel like money in my hand. It feels like me. This is me on paper. And
That's awesome.
I feel like um I'm working with Third Eye Horizon to put a music CD and a possible documentary on here. I'd love for us to work. I got to talk to Nick and other people in Third Eye Horizon, but we should throw business cards in here. You know, we're gonna orchestrate this well, but we can throw business cards or whatever we want in here. And we should just, you know, locally on my end, I can push Paradigm Shift Central, you know, to these broadcasts or whatever we need on this little advertisement. I remember when I was a kid. I don't mean to keep just going all over the place, but I remember when I was a kid, we used to buy these like cards for our high school, and they got all the local businesses together, and they would give you 10% off at Coney Island, which is just like a speak or like a local diner in our hometown. There's not Coney Islands everywhere around the world. They're just in Michigan and New York, I guess. But yeah, it's like it's what at what point does it become bad? At what point is it good? We can see right through it, and it's we don't need more Applebee's, we don't need more Kmart's, we don't need more failing businesses. We need local gardens. We need this like, it's not even that it's going to be organized. It's going to be local currencies. I see this global economy is just collapsing. It already has collapsed. People are struggling right now. If this were like 10 years ago, I would have been able to afford a new laptop, not a problem. And same thing, I'm sure, with you guys. Like it's like we're all struggling. We're all trying to make things last longer than they should. I mean, look at my camera right now. It's acting all weird, like and
Yeah.
it's Illuminati. Yeah, they're all planning out to get us. But that's how I feel, man. That's what I'm getting at. And I think that
It's testing.
yeah, I have nothing else to say, but I could go on forever, and I also have stuff to talk about with dreams. I don't know if I talked about it or not in the past, but if I did, you can just stop me immediately. So I'll get back into the dream discussion. Otherwise, we can just leave it at whatever you're directing at.
Word, man. Thanks, Red Leader.
Red Leader.
Red Leader, steady back. No, totally. I hear you, man. And like, again, just kind of like looking at like the scope of things and everything like now, I was even kind of like talking about this earlier, like we are not in the same age that we were in, 5 years ago. Like things have changed in quite a bit. Like it's weird, man. Like, and that's where, like, again, like as a project of what Paradigm Shift Central is, I'm constantly just kind of like reevaluating and thinking about like, what can it be? What should it be? What does it need to be? And sometimes it doesn't need to be like this like massive viral thing, but if it can be like, it kind of goes back to this idea, like, I don't want to, like, my focus isn't so much on growing my followers. My focus is on growing my followers, so like what I mean by that is that, like, so many people, they're just like trying to like get more likes and get more reach and everything like that, but like I want to be able to focus on like growing like the core team, like growing that inner circle of people who are really connecting to this project on a heart level, because like that is where the difference can be made. Because like the consistency of the way the internet works and everything like that, like, I hate to say it, but like, if you like, it's weird, man. Like, and maybe I'm wrong in saying this, but like, if you haven't gone viral already, like, it is going to be hard for you to go viral in the future and things like that. Like, it's hard for you to kind of like create a momentum because of the social media platforms. And like, I want to be able, like, I have like so much energy that I want to be able to put into this project. And it seems like the way social media works, it just like bottlenecks things. It just like you have so much energy and you're like ready to share it, but then like social media is this like bottleneck and you can't put all that energy through it. And you do try and get it, and it either gets clogged or like only a little bit of it gets through. And that's where, like, ideally I want to be able to just have people, hang out on a regular basis on the Paradigm Shift Central website. Like, that's what it's there for. That's what I've created for. But at the same time, I understand that it's hard for people to break the habits of getting off of like what we're so used to, which is, again, just our Facebooks and our Instagram. But at the same time, even though we might not be able to get a lot of people shifted off there, what happens when we can at least get like a few? What happens when we can get like a dozen? And that's where, like, we even have the Discord team chat. I want to be able to get more people involved with the Discord team chat. So I realize, like, this is like, it will become what I lead it to. And that's where, again, I keep going back to the idea that like participation is important, and it's a constant feedback loop. Like, I want to be able to hear from you guys about like what we can do together and where we can focus things on. And yeah, as crazy and as challenging as it is, the simplicity of it all can be brought back to the idea of focusing on the self and focusing local. And that's where like those little actions of like honestly, sometimes sometimes like as crazy, you know, it's weird to think that my time can be almost spent better like downtown doing free hugs, say within like an hour, than it would be on Facebook. Like I would actually reach more people physically doing free hugs in an hour than I would posting on Facebook. Like what is like it didn't used to be like that, right? So but that's where it's kind of like, even as a collective consciousness, it's kind of like tailoring where it is that we can focus things on. So I mean, the fact that, you know, Facebook is becoming this like stressful, frustrating thing sometime. I mean, it does have it does work in some ways, in other ways it doesn't. At the same time, the things that will work, the things that we have full control over, the things that we have full sovereignty over, will be like what we do physically, you know, what we do through our local community. And I think like that's the real value, and that's what people really, really, really want. So anyways, yeah, again, you know, just reminding people to tune into this. Like, I want you guys to be able to create your content. I want you guys to be able to keep creating your art. I want you to be able to submit it through Paradigm Shift. I want Paradigm Shift to be able to be like a better media platform. I want people's attention to be able to be on Paradigm Shift, so that we're not trying to put it through the tubes of, you know, of Facebook, and having it just be like this frustrating thing and everything like that. But, you know, like, what happens when more people start hanging out on paradigmshiftcentral.com on a regular basis, instead of only jumping in, you know, as a redirect from the broadcast and things like that? So this is an invitation to invite you guys to join Paradigm Shift. If you're listening to this broadcast, if you're tuned into this, jump in the live chat on the main Paradigm Shift Central website. Let's get together. Let's do like more like offline broadcast hangouts. That's what we were doing like back in the day. I want to get back more into doing that. Again, I'll do my best to be able to coordinate that. What do you guys want? And we will help deliver it, you know? So I want to be able to have like more like offline work periods. I want to be able to help feature your guys' content better. Again, it's just like, we've been doing this for so long. The internet changes and we have to change to adapt with it. The days of doing like massive global meditation broadcasts, I want to get back to that. Like, I really do, you know? So, and that's where, again, like, your participation and collaboration is really important. But again, as much as it's like focusing on the internet, let's also focus on the internet, the self, the journey of the self and the local community. So, yeah, that's like a big part of the game. So let's move into dream sharing. Let's consider what we just did as like our open discussion. If we want to branch off dreams, we can do that. So we'll get into the dream sharing. Again, you know, like, part of how we do this is the fact that like this is like back in the day, not even back in the day, like we also have like the Paradigm Shift Dream class broadcast. And again, I want to be able to do those too in the future as well, but now we've kind of like integrated it into the roundtable discussion as well. So all in all, again, you know, like, I'm super pumped, I'm super inspired, I'm super motivated to continue to be able to help moving forward on this journey. And I got a lot of inspirational content that I want to be able to share with you guys, and I want to be able to encourage you guys to, you know, keep creating your heart, your art, as heartists. So let's pass the talking stick over to Christina, and I think Lacey's trying to join actually, and that'd be great if we can get her in, because she'll be able to join into the hangout as well to talk a little bit about some dream stuff. So Christina, I'm gonna pass over to you. I'm gonna see if I can get Lacey into the hangout, and Byron, if you want to share afterwards, you can talk about some dream stuff too. So Christina, I'm gonna pass the talking stick over to you. And again, the intention here is that, you know, as much as like we're in the physical and everything like that, a big part of our experience as multidimensional beings is in the astral planes, is in the dream space. So by creating this discussion about dreams, it develops the habit, it develops the consistency, it develops the accountability to continue to put focus towards our dreams as students, so that we can continue to learn across multiple dimensions and level up in that sense. Thanks everyone for tuning in, for your patience, for your attention. Christina, I'm going to pass the talking stick, and when you're ready, you can share a little bit about what dream stuff you would like to bring to the round table. So go right ahead.
Sure. So about 3 months ago now, I stopped smoking weed. So, and I'm still super clean from smoking weed. And like, ever since then, my dreams have been, and like my imagination on top of my dreams has just been super vivid. Like my like mind's eye is so clear, like day. It's amazing. And I've been super into like reading a lot of spiritual fiction lately. And I was reading this one book, called The Five People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. And he also wrote this really amazing book that I just finished called The Timekeeper. It's about it's a really cool story about like figurative father time. And anyway, so I was reading this book, The Five People You Meet in Heaven, and super weird coincidence, like I just got back from my annual family vacation um, about a week and a half ago on the east coast of the Jersey Shore. And the day before I started reading this book, we had visited one of the, like, imagine in your mind like an old school like 1930s like boardwalk with like the amusement park and like the ocean and all that good stuff. And we had literally just visited like the next town over from where we stay, which has like all that kind of stuff, if you can like kind of picture that kind of scene in your mind. And I had just finished reading The Timekeeper by Mitch Albom that day, and I started picking up his other book, The Five People You Meet in Heaven. And the way that book starts out is about this older gentleman who's been working at an amusement park at like on the East Coast on the shore. He like operates the machinery. He's operated the rides and things like that. And like, first of all, I thought it was really weird. Just super weird synchronicity. And then I'll kind of bridge this into my dream, but like I didn't want to go on any of the rides while I was there because I was just like I'm super freaked out by like machinery and things like that. And I just like, I don't know, I'm just weirded out by that. So I like didn't go on any of the rides with any of my cousins or anything like that. And oddly enough, the book started off as like one of the rides in the book like malfunctioned, and this person, this old man who operates all the rides, he actually like lost his life trying to save a little girl from one of the rides that had malfunctioned. So super weird like imagery that I like already had going into reading this book from like my real life experience. I thought was just like super weird and trippy. And then that like at that I finished the book in like 2 days, and it was either like the first night I started reading the book or the second night. But the place that I had imagined in my mind from the book that I was reading was like kind of very similar to my real life experience, but kind of a little bit of my imagination as well, like based off of the details in the book. And I just thought it was super weird that I like the place, and I was like in the place that I imagined from my book in my dream. Like that was the set and setting of my dream. And I don't know, I just wanted to share that because I thought it was super weird how like I'm just like really understanding how like imagination and like memories and like that's kind of, I don't know, like I don't have the words for this, like what else is new, the language is so limited, but like there's something going on with that I recognize in my own experience lately, how like memories and imagination and like timelines, they kind of all kind of like are in the same space. And I'm starting to like tap into that a little bit more recently, and I think it's just super interesting. I don't know how to like, I'm not entirely sure how to interpret that yet, but there's something going on there. So if anybody has any ideas about that, I'd be interested in your perspectives as well. I don't know, super little bit, that's all.
Cool, interesting. Well, that's really cool to hear you talking about, because I remember like even from before and stuff like that, we were getting into the whole like discussion and just about like how like cannabis affects dreams, and not to get into that discussion now, but that's
Yeah.
great to hear that like you're experiencing that for yourself, like the clarity, and how that is like influencing your dreams a lot. What's like your like average like recall like throughout the week, like?
I need to start writing them down because I forget
Mm,
them so fast. Like I forget them within like 15 minutes of waking up. So like I try to like, I need to write them down, but in the morning I'll like think about it. And I will like remember, I dream every single night now. There's not ever a night that I don't have a dream. It's just that it's piecey to remember kind of a thing. And so I'm like working on that. And I think writing them down will help. It's just crazy how fast it comes and goes, like from being able to remember them. It's like so fast.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, no, definitely. Like just having like the habit of being able to write them down, definitely makes a big difference. And again, even if it's just like writing down like feelings or like themes and
Feeling.
emotions, just yeah, key
That
things
is
that link back
something
to
that
it.
I've been called. I feel like I've been getting really familiar with like all of the different clairs, like clairaudient, clairvoyant, and I really resonate with clairsentience because I think that just comes naturally as like being an empathic person, but I like pick up on emotions like I know what somebody's feeling before they do kind of a thing. So I feel like I've been instructed by my personal guides to really pay attention to like themes and emotions like going on in my dreams. Like how was I feeling? Like even if the narrative doesn't necessarily make sense, because oftentimes it makes like literally no sense. My dreams are totally random, but I can totally recall like what I was feeling, based off of what I can remember. And I think that is my guidance, through my dreams. I've been working a lot with my guides, and like I think that my dreams are going to be a big way that I connect with them, honestly.
Have your guides been coming through your dreams, you feel?
Not in like it's so weird because it's like I sense them, but like it's like happening on it's like happening on another plane, it's like not in the 3D. And I know when they're speaking to me, and like they speak to me through synchronicity mostly. And i
Yeah.
think I think through feelings, like the way that I feel. And like I don't know, i think I think they're speaking to me through my dreams, through my own emotions, if that makes sense. I
Hmm.
don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know what I'm
I think
talking about.
I think it does. I think it does make sense. And again, I think it's like, in a gentle way, because I kind of like noticed doing this before. Like you say things like that where you're like, I don't know what I'm talking about. But it's just
Like,
like,
don't.
but but I know what you mean, because it's like a bit of half and half. But like I think you totally do. Like I think like even when you say you don't know what you're talking about, like you're still like actually saying things that actually like are like pretty authentic in
I
their
don't
own
have
way.
the
So
words, you know what
I
I
know,
mean?
yeah, yeah, and I hear what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, where it's just like, what? Yeah, like how do I talk about this and stuff like that. So, um,
I'm recognizing like different planes, like in my recent experiences, like, and some things that are happening like outside of time and space and outside of the 3D. Like, it's really hard to verbalize like those things because they're not like, I think language, like verbal language, is part of the 3D experience, and it's really hard to translate. Like, and I think that's like our job, as light workers, is to like learn how to be that like that medium to communicate between worlds, which is super challenging. And I think it's something I will work on probably for the rest of my life.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, that's good. I think just keep at it. Keep recording your dreams, because like it's interesting to know that the more you record them, the more you pay attention to them, like the more textures, the more layers, the more details, the more significance that begins to like come through them and stuff. So I mean, even over the course of like 3 months, I'm sure you've definitely felt like a big shift in them. So yeah.
Hmm.
Cool.
And even just in my like everyday, it's just so vivid. Like everything is so vivid now. And I think that has a huge piece to play in like what's being stored like in my awareness, like based off of like how much more clear I'm experiencing the 3D, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like it's definitely gonna go hand in hand. Like, yeah, to have that like sense of mental clarity. And do you notice that you're kind of like more in tune with like your intuition and things like that?
Oh my god, like infinitely more. It's amazing. And I know that's not the case. And like, not to bring it onto this discussion, I know that's not like, I totally like believe in plant teachers and like plant medicine, but in my personal experience, like just being like, they don't call it being high for no reason. Like my message and all of that was like you can't be high, you have to be on the ground. Like, we are here now. Like, and just getting more like into my body, and like it's gotten me more like attached to my body in a way, and just more grounded. And I, from my experience, like in finding like sobriety in general, it's just like being grounded is it's like the name of the game here. It's like why we're in the 3D. It's like why we came into a body like in the first place. And like while plant teachers like serve their purpose, like I really love that quote by Alan Watts that he's like referring to like psychedelic medicine in particular. Like when you get the message, hang up the phone. There's like, I think that's super powerful, man, because like while they served a huge part in my like whole awakening process, and just like I owe so much of my like it was like psychedelic medicine was the catalyst to my awakening. However, like I got the message. Now I'm gonna hang up the phone, because what I realized is that like I'm here right now to be here now, you know, while all those things exist and stuff like outside of like this reality, we are here, and we're here to experience here, you know. And that's like what all of that has shown me. It's been like a really beautiful process, honestly. I'm like really passionate about this.
Totally, I can definitely hear it. Like, and it's a great thing to be passionate about. You know, it's passionate about like our own development. And that's, like you said, that's why we're here. So cool. Awesome. Christina, thank you for sharing. I got Lacey set up to share a little bit about her dreams in the next minute. Is there anything else you want to share, just in relation to this topic?
That's all.
That's all for now. Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, I look forward to hearing more dream stories in the future from you. So awesome. All right. Okay, guys. Bear with me 1 second. We're going to do something a little bit different, because Lacey wasn't able to join the Hangout. So what I'm actually doing is I'm actually like calling her from my mobile device, and then we are going to have her come through my microphone just as audio. So, okay, I'm going to call her now. And Lacey's been on the broadcast before. She's got some like pretty interesting connections with her dreams. So I know she's got like a few dream stories that she wants to be able to share, and she won't be on for too long. So we are just dialing Lacey right now. And again, you know, just a reminder for anybody who's tuned into the broadcast that this is something that we encourage everyone in the community to be able to continue to actively participate within their own dream practice, and writing down their dreams, and, you know, paying attention to cannabis intake, and really being present with that to be able to continue to, you know, access those deeper parts of ourselves. Okay, so let me just check real quick here. How do I speakerphone this? How do I speakerphone? That's weird. Can I speakerphone? Hold on. Lacey, can you hear me? Hello, Lacey. Is this a Lacey on my phone? I don't even know if she can hear me. Why isn't this working? Okay, I'm just gonna call her on an actual phone, because I don't know what's up with Facebook phone or whatever like that. So all right, let's do it this way. What? It's like the exact same. What? I call her through. No. Okay, hold on. No. 1 second, guys. Okay, this will work. There we go. Now I have the option for speaker. All right, now she just actually has to like pick up. Cool. Okay. All right. Thank you everyone for tuning into this broadcast once again, and you know, for being a part of this circle. So this is all just practice. Okay. All right. Cool. All right, Lacey, can you hear me?
Oh my god, okay, yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so Lacey, you're on air right now technically, so I'm broadcasting you through my microphone using speakerphone from the phone. So
Awesome.
all right, so for people tuned into the broadcast, Lacey's going to start talking, and then just drop some 1111s if the audio is like decent enough. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect, but Lacey, the talking stick is in your hand, so whenever you're ready, go right ahead. So.
What am I talking about?
Dream. We're talking about dream. You didn't know we were like...
Oh, dreams. Okay, yes.
Yeah, we're right at the...
Okay, cool. I can share like the one I had a few nights ago.
Yeah. You showed up at the perfect time. I thought you showed up knowing that we were talking about dreams. So, but yeah, no, you're here nonetheless.
Perfect.
Perfect. All right, so go ahead, Lacey. The talking stick is in your hands whenever you're ready. So.
Okay, cool. Hey everyone. My name's Lacey, and I'm good friends with Brendon. Yeah, so dreams. Lately, my dreams have been like super potent and very insightful. I would guess I call myself like a record keeper, a dream keeper. I keep dreams. I write them out pretty much every day for the most part for the past 15 years. But so anyways, a few nights ago, I had this dream that I was almost kind of in an observatory with an alien, so it was definitely not a human. And this alien was showing me the creation of the universe. There was constellations and like galaxies. It was really, really beautiful. And I think it was a male, and he pointed towards what looked like, to me, I knew it as Andromeda. I know a little bit about like astronomy, so I knew that, and he pointed towards it, and he like lifted his finger up towards the top of it. So I had to research all of this when I woke up, because I was like, okay, I have no idea what that means. But I guess it's like Greek mythology, and it has something to do with, I think, a guy named Perseus. There was this like very epic archetype kind of things going on. So it was very, very potent, and I got to learn a little bit more about myself and also the world and whatever. So it was really cool. Yeah, that was just like a tiny dream, just like very little recall, but it was really cool. So yeah, I don't know what else to share, but
Do you any other dreams from like the past couple weeks that stood out to you that would be something you would want to share?
any dreams from the past couple weeks?
Yeah. If there's anything else that would be something to share.
Wow. Well, you know a lot of them because I always share them with you, but well, it's like on the spot, and I don't have my information. Like I don't have my journal with me, but I have to think about it. I could like pass it off to someone else if they want to share.
Well, if you got, did you want to go pull something out of your journal? If you want to even just share like one more, and then we'll call it a night after that. Whatever
Probably
you're feeling.
have to go.
Okay.
I think Jane's crying now, so
Okay.
I gotta head out. But I'm glad I got to share a little bit.
Yeah,
Next
that's
time,
perfect.
hopefully I can like, I don't know, like join the group earlier on and be actually like kind of physically there. But yeah.
Awesome, sweet. All right. Do you literally have to go right now, or do you got time for like me to just like poke you with one more question?
I have to go.
Okay, that's totally cool. I'll poke you another
Okay.
time. So.
Okay,
Cool.
bye everyone.
All right,
Bye.
thanks, Lacey. Bye. Cool. All right, so that's Lacey there. Yeah, no, I was just gonna like get her to talk a little bit more about the dream she had, just in terms of like what it felt like in terms of like her like being where she was. Very interesting dreams that have come through her, as well as, you know, many people, just in terms of like really having these like visceral present moments, especially with like other entities and other places of the galaxy, and the visions. And a lot of her dreams have been like with like alien contact and like portals and all sorts of trippy stuff. So again, you know, through her dreams, through other people's dreams, it's really interesting, just as like kind of like documentation of what is possible through this again, this ongoing journey of the inner realms, the inner space, or the astral realms as well. So cool. All right, so thanks again to Lacey for getting to be able to share for a little bit, and stay tuned for future broadcasts, and she'll be able to join in for more. We still got Byron, who wanted to be able to share something about dreams, and then from there we'll go into any poetry sharing if we want to share that. I think I have one poem to be able to share, and then from there we'll go into closing intentions and gratitude, and then a micro meditation, and then we'll be out of here. So Byron, I'm gonna pull up your talking stick and your microphone and pass the talking stick over to you, and whenever you're ready, dude, go right ahead.
No, man, this is perfect because Lacey's. I wanted to know what Lacey's alien was. What kind of alien? You know, I've seen some stuff on Gaia where like the blue avian and the reptilian and stuff. I didn't even know these things existed. And I myself have had a reoccurring reptilian dream. Now that's what I was talking about earlier. Did I already talk about this in great detail, or because it came back to me again like within back in May? It came back to me. Hello, can you hear me? Okay. So this what originally happened was when I was a kid, I was like 7 or no, I was 9 years old. I remember because I moved into our new house at the time, and I was like just stepping on cracks, but like avoiding them at the same time. And I was just like, "Don't step on a crack, or you'll break your mother's back." Joke, right? And so what I realized was that there was a voice in my head that came in and said, "What if you did?" And I said, "No, I wouldn't break my mom's back," you know. And I was just, it was stupid, but it was like a demon voice or something, and it made a promise that it said like, you know, I said I'd make no promise with you immediately, and he said there'd be one promise you'd make, you know, in my head. And I'm schizophrenic. This is the first hallucination I ever had in my life, and I remember saying to the voice, I said, um, my only promise would be that if I'm afflicted harm, that it would relieve someone else in the world of their, you know, major issue, not like a need, not a want. And I remember I grew up Catholic. I grew up 9 years Catholic. I don't see myself as Catholic anymore. I see myself as a pantheist, in which I see God in everything, like in everything, like everything that exists and doesn't exist. And I keep like I I've had this hack in the Matrix not that long ago where I saw two gold like birds are talking to me, and I walked a mile and a half away to this park that I live nearby. There was a goldfinch there, and I asked myself, "Wow, I wonder if there's another goldfinch nearby," because I haven't seen a goldfinch in years. You know, I forget what they're called. Maybe they're called something else, but there was a yellow bird. And so I went back home that day, and I saw a yellow bird in my backyard. So I don't know if it followed me, and I was asking myself, I was asking the universe, I said, "Did that goldfinch just follow me, or did it like are there two?" Okay, 24 hours roll by. I see two gold yellow birds in my backyard. What the heck, man? Like that's impossible. And it's not just that; it's like Orioles. And I look up the spiritual meaning for all of them. It's robins, it's cardinals, it's blue jays. I I I, I picked a blue jay feather up from the ground the other day at the park, the same park I'm talking about. It felt meaningful to me, so I left it in the garden that's in my backyard that we're growing. And the first red cherry tomato existed, and there are no other red cherry tomatoes. I plucked it. I brought it to my wife, asked if she wanted to eat it, and she said no. Then I ate it, and and it was very spiritual to me. And you know what's crazy? That same day there was a thunderstorm that occurred, and a dead tree fell in our backyard. I just spent the whole next day sawing it up and cutting it up to have more firewood, thankfully. But it's like it's just these weird synchronicities, man. And I'm getting back to the reptilian story real quick. Or it's not gonna be real quick, but I'm gonna try to make it as condensed as possible. But I even told like I always had the reptilian dreams, you know, when I was a kid. After I made that promise of, you know, like if I got beaten that day, because I would literally get beaten. I had you know, non-perishables and bottled water in my closet and locked door, and you know, and it was hell. It was my hell, and I didn't even know. I thought it was normal at the time. I didn't know to report the abuse. I should have been taken away from, you know, from I should have been adopted, but then even then those kids get raped and stuff. It's just like I don't know what's the best course for me was and what to do. But I remember I only showed my best friend my bruises, and I was in the boys' bathroom when there was time. But I'm not going into that. I'm going into the reptilian. So after I made that deal where let's say I got hit that day, and then I would pray to God or pray to the universe, you know, just you know, I hope a kid in India got a good meal that doesn't ordinarily get a meal at all, like got a spoiled buffet. And then I would say, you know, maybe another day I got beaten, and I would say maybe a kid in Detroit in at Christmas this year will get like this amazing gift that won't be stolen from him ever, you know, and he'll be able to enjoy it. And, you know, it's a need, not a want. And it doesn't have to be a toy. It's anything. It was just whatever, it was a coping. Anyways, that night, every time I would say those prayers and after I got abused, I would see this reptilian. And I thought it was the devil, but it wasn't. I remember I grew up Catholic and I called it the devil without hooves. And I even told my abuser about this reptilian I would see in my dreams. And if he's watching this, I don't know if he stalks me or not to this day, but yeah, man, you know, I talked about this reptilian growing up, and I didn't tell anyone about it. I didn't know it was called a reptilian. And I had you know, maybe after all the abuse occurred, it stopped in my early 20s. You know, I'm 21, I'd have a dream. I'm 24, I'd have a dream. I'm 26, you know, it's like that. So in 2011, I'm 32 now. In 2011, I had a schizophrenic episode, and I was locked in a basement by myself on purpose, but I was just going upstairs for the night. You know, I was watching Bob's Burgers, and I know it was 2011 because it was Bob's Burgers' first season. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, well, this is a pretty cool show. I'll start watching it now. And that's when the schizophrenic episode happened. When I shut it off to go upstairs to go to bed, I saw a spider. You know, and it was like a 12-inch spider. It was about as big as this plate. This is a 9.5-inch plate, but it went like Legend of Zelda shit. Or excuse me, pardon my French. And I shut the door, I opened it up, and I saw the reptilian, the full body. This is when I'm awake. This isn't when I'm sleeping. And I shut the door. I was scared. I was scared out of my mind. I thought I was gonna die. I thought that either I was literally insane, which I knew I already am, but I'm not. You know, at the same time, I'm very cognizant, and I knew this was a hallucination because the thing was not really there. It was like a portal way of existing. So my final face, I had to face my demons. This is what it was. I had to open the door and face whatever it was fight mode, not flight. Like I had to face it, and I didn't want to fight anything. So I opened the door, and it was a ball of light. It was and it just like gave me everything. It was a ball of light, and since 2011, I've had flashbacks of my abuse, and around that time of a flashback, not that much beyond that, I'll have flash forwards, I call them. And what they are is literally the real sensation of deja vu. I call them flash forwards. They aren't flashbacks. It happens after a flashback, and I go, this is reality. It's like when you're watching Saving Private Ryan, and with Steven Spielberg, he had a part where the grenade blows up, and a guy's picking up his own arm, and it's just chaos and everything. You can't hear anything, and then your sound comes back. It's like that every time. I have a flashback, then deja vu, and then I gain some new mold that I've shed from before. And it's been hell that I've gone through, but it feels at the same time like I'm really growing. Because I used to be a lot more depressed, a lot more angry. I was angry the other day when I was putting in door handles or handles in my kitchen, but it was just a frustrating job. But you know what? Like, I realized I have to take care of myself. I have to breathe. I have to breathe. My wife's been helping me breathe. And that's what cured my Tourette's. Like I used to I'd make a noise every 30 seconds, bump my head, and then like just, you know, I wasn't annoying, but it was disrupting 300 plus student lectures, and I felt bad about it. And I would leave class early, and I flunked this class 4 times at U of M, and they cleared it from my record because I have Tourette's. But I was supposed to be a chemistry teacher and a math teacher. I graduated as just a chemist with a mathematics minor. I needed the biochemistry class not to be a chemist, but to be a teacher. And I had finished everything. I had student taught, and this is like the discouraging aspect I was talking about earlier. I student taught for half a year, and I even passed the hard test that they give you in any state in the United States. They make the teachers take a test. Well, I had to take a test in math and chemistry at the same time to be competent enough to teach the courses. And it's not a bragging thing. I passed it, but what sucks is that it all fell apart. I'm not a teacher, and I realized I was living a lie my whole life. That's the toxicity of my family. The abuse was in my family. It wasn't just my brother that actually hit me, allegedly. I'll say that allegedly so I don't get sued. But my parents, I saw. Okay, so that's where we're getting right to here. I went to the mental hospital about 3 weeks ago, and I was there a month ago, and I got out 3 weeks ago. So I was there for about a week, 9 days. It was 3 weeks ago tomorrow that I was free. And I got in a huge argument with my dad shortly before I went in there, and I hit myself in my arms 31 times. It was a heated argument with my dad, and I had to say, Dad, you didn't know this happened. I was like, my brother, Josh, that's his name, Joshua. He's my antichrist, and in my eyes, but at the same time, he's my brother. I want to love him. I don't want to neglect him, but I have to because he's such a nasty person. He used to beat the shit out of me. He used to beat me unconscious, allegedly. And so I ended up I asked my dad, was this real? And I ended up hitting myself 16 times on my right arm and 15 times on my left arm. And it was 31 times total. I counted them out loud because my brother used to count down the beatings. He'd say out numbers out loud, like, I owe you, the highest was 38. And if I didn't hold still right, he'd do it again. And, it's not just me. I know it's 1 out of 6 people are raped that I'm aware of. And it's like, that's just people admitting to it. And it all gets hush under the rug. That's just rape. That's not abuse either. And it's not, it can be verbal abuse. And you know what? I'm talking to you, the listener, right now. It's like, if you're at work and people are harassing you, you have to stand up for yourself. If no one else is, and if you see harassment, talk to the person that's harassed and say that you're a witness. You're willing to stand up for it. This is how we break this is the paradigm shift. We have to stop the toxicity. This is washing the dirt and loving the dirt, letting grow, digging your garden and letting it grow. And this is the realization I've come to now after May. This occurred in May when I talked to my dad. But anyways, that night, when I was sleeping in May, I had the reoccurring dream for the first time in my house that I live in with my wife since we've been married. And there was a reptilian coming up our hall. I'm looking at the hallway right now. I'm turning left and looking at it. The hallway was lit, and I saw the reptilian walking towards me, and it was my own voice saying back to me, like, you know what I'm here for. That's what it said, verbatim. It said it like this: you know what I'm here for. Like that, like in a stern voice, like how my dad would yell at me when I was younger. And it's very much like Contact at the end of the movie. I don't know if it is an actual reptilian. I don't know. It may be just like a spirit or an archangel or something. I don't know what it is, but I have to pay attention to these signs. And I know I sound absolutely batshit crazy, but it doesn't matter. I have to talk about it because if I don't, then I know that that none of it matters. I was destined to talk about this sort of thing, and it's not an ego thing. Let me put it to you like this. Like the golden rule to me and everything else with the Bible, it's been retranslated 7,000 times, which I understand the evolution through religion in which the Quran is spoken only in Arabic for you to understand it. Because if you're going to follow New Testament or Old Testament or just Buddhist, and Buddhist isn't even a religion. Buddhism, it's a way of thinking, and I'm getting it more and more now. Like I'm seeing the correlations. I'm not mad. I'm upset that there's people in power that abuse. When I was 9 years in Catholic school, I was repressed to not talk about certain things. And even when I was working for a corporation, Axo Nobel, and I am willing to put this up with OSHA. I'm actually half tempted to call OSHA, which is like occupational safety hazard, whatever in America. Yeah. And I remember at Axo Nobel, we were dumping, gallons of paint. And this is Nobel Peace Prize, Nobel physicist, Nobel chemist, Nobel math, prize. It's like the most prestigious award you can get in the world. And I'm saying it here, and I'll go to court over this. I'm saying we were dumping paint. I was supposed to be wearing scuba tank gear over my entire face. and I was breathing in fumes without even a respirator on. Like, these are chemicals. I'm supposed to wear scuba tank gear and literally breathe through scuba tanks, where my face is not like getting, my vision was getting bad every 3 months. I had to go, the ophthalmologist told me to quit my job, which I did. And I'm glad I did. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, how much are we begging to exist? It's like we're all here, and where I'm at right now is like I had a breakdown from an existential crisis, literally from my family, from my blood family, like my past. But now I'm at the point where I feel like I'm entering new territory. It's scary, but now I'm accepting it. I'm willing to do the work. I know I'm gonna, if it ain't knee deep, it's elbow deep because I'm going in deeper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm willing to dig, and it's elbow grease. It's nasty. It's poop. It's woohoo poo poo, and it's literally my wife and Bruce that is my family, and figurative literally with Paradigm Shift Central and Third Eye Horizon and the IM movement for electronic dance movement. Like, I feel like I'm my calling is to start just letting them decide what to do with my art. Like, I have T-shirt designs, Brendon, if you're ever interested, that I'm willing to share with Paradigm Shift Central. If you want, like psychedelic art, I have like indigo children with third eyes drawn that are just sitting in my computer. Like, I would love for them to be printed, and I consider it a gift from me. And I have other T-shirt designs specifically I've mentioned for Third Eye Horizon. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm just gonna keep creating art and just giving it. That's how I feel, and that's what it's gonna become. That's where I'm at right now. I can't. I got to be for and against the doubt. And Christina was talking about doubt earlier. The best of the best always doubt. You're trying to reaffirm her, Brendon, and you're right in doing so. The best doctors I personally know, the best professors, the best lecturers, the best philosophers, they doubt when they get their highest degree of understanding. I feel like I am a good chemist because I admit I know little about chemistry. Like, I just mentioned DMT earlier. I feel like this right here, this is our recorded dream. Like, this is all a dream. And you were mentioning life being a dream. That's what it got at to me. And I'm passing the mic. I'm done with the talking stick. I've been talking for a while, but I had to get that rant out of me, man. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you sharing that, man, and I appreciate you being open about sharing that, because yeah, I know, like, sometimes, like, that's like the medicine of the circle is just being it can become a very personal conversation between us and the center, and just allowing what needs to come forth. So dude, like, I really appreciate your authenticity and being open about your experiences, because I'm sure, like, your experiences are some things that other people can relate to in their own way, and I think, like, you being able to talk about that is a really brave thing to do. And you're right, like, there's a lot of I think, in spite of all the shit that we go through growing up and everything like that, it's a really beautiful thing to have it as, like, something that only makes us more compassionate, more caring, more understanding. It's really powerful to be able to hear you share your story, man, and again, and even to be so open about your experiences with, like, schizophrenia and everything. So, dude, I love you, man. I appreciate you being here. So,
love you too, dude. Thanks for letting me share.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, man. Cool. All right. So just moving into going back to again, like, Byron was talking about his alien dream. Lacey was talking about her alien dream a little bit earlier. I was just chatting with Lacey because Byron was asking. He was going to say, like, he wants to know what type of alien Lacey was dreaming about. I asked her, and she said it was like a tall, slender blue alien. So whichever one that is, I mean, I'm sure there's, like, a few that would fit in within that category. And another thing that was kind of interesting that she also mentioned, Byron saying, like, like, blue avian would be, like, one possible one, but yeah, the blue avians are, like, the bird type aliens. She didn't mention if there was any, like, bird qualities to it, but I mean, yeah, I know there's, like, tall, slender blue aliens and tall, slender blue bird aliens and stuff like that. So there's quite a few quite a few different varieties out there. The one thing though that was also interesting is the idea of like the Andromeda galaxy. And again, this was something that she was telling me in the chat that somebody else commented when she posted it in like a Facebook group in the dream chat, about how this is just an idea, but Andromeda is like a sister galaxy to our Earth. And so what that entails is that like when a soul passes from Earth, they actually go to the Andromeda galaxy, and when you die in the Andromeda galaxy, you actually go to Earth. So it like kind of like you go back and forth between the two. So again, you know, it's just an idea, but like kind of see with that, it's like, oh, that's kind of interesting, you know, like what if there are like kind of like binary galaxies that are things where like souls will kind of like go back and forth to experience one lifetime in one, experience one lifetime in another. Interesting idea. I don't know if I'd really heard that before, but I found it pretty interesting. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about one of my dreams that I had a couple days ago that I posted about briefly, and it was really interesting because there's a supposed to mix literally. Byron saying, aren't the Andromeda and Milky Way supposed to literally mix within the next billion years? Yeah, maybe, man, that'd be pretty interesting. What I was going to say related to my dream that I had the other day, I had this dream and the full recall wasn't fully there, but what I remember was looking for these gates, and I posted a picture of like what I sketched the gates to look like, and they kind of looked like almost like the number 2, kind of like 2 number 2s like shaped in towards each other, and the number 2s kind of looked like snakes. So like the top of the 2 was like a snake head, maybe it wasn't a snake head, and then like on the outside of it was kind of like a feather or almost like a flame coming up around it type thing. I'll just show you just because it's in my notes, but I posted this on Instagram. That's like, for those of you watching, that's basically like what my sketch was. And then I was like looking for these gates, and I knew that there was like 3 of them, and I knew that they were like aligned in a way that was like kind of like how the pyramids of Giza were aligned, which is also like how Orion's belt was aligned. And again, I just found like the symbolism to be very interesting, and then also like the idea of you know, people kind of associating those gates with like the gates in the Never-Ending Story. And for those of you who remember, it was like these like 2 like sphinx kind of winged creatures on the opposite sides as a gate, and it was like this idea that like only those who were like pure of heart could pass through. And so that was like something that just the symbolism in that felt like very potent, and it felt like a very significant dream. Again, in terms of like the full decoding of it, not entirely sure, but nonetheless, like it was an experience, and I remember the feeling of it. And so just knowing that that was like something that my soul experienced was quite fascinating. A lot of my other dreams, like even throughout the weeks, I often have like dreams of like kind of like military things, like battlefields and stuff like that. Like that's kind of like a recurring dream for me in different ways. My recall has kind of been like on and off. I'm still working on it, and you know, I'm doing my best to be able to like record it, but I know I can definitely do better in a lot of ways. So stay tuned, because I do want to be able to put more focus towards that, because I want to be able to like share more epic dreams with you guys. For those who are interested, you can check my YouTube channel. There's like a playlist that I have of like dream logs that I've made over the years, and actually I would like to make like another dream log video. I feel like that's something that I haven't actually done in a while, so me saying this now is like a good way for me to be able to create that intention. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow morning. I feel like it's possible for me to have some good dreams tonight. I'm actually in a place to do so. All right, moving on towards the end of the broadcast, what we're going to do now is just going to move into some poetry, and then from there we're going to go into closing intentions and gratitude, and then a short micro meditation, and then we're done. So thank you again, everyone, for being a part of this, and we'll mention a couple other things before we after the poetry. So so if anybody wants to share any poetry, just let me know. Let me just check in. Byron and Christine, I'm just checking with you guys. I'm just opening your mics. Do either of you guys have any poetry that you'd like to share?
I don't have anything, but I gotta go, Brendon.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, well, Christine, do you want to just express any gratitude and message for the shifters before you leave, if you'd like? So.
Yeah, totally. Everybody's so beautiful, and I love hearing everybody's interesting perspectives on reality. I'm so fascinated, honestly. It's just it's so awesome. I don't know. I love everybody.
Awesome.
Everybody's awesome.
Everybody's
Thank you.
awesome. Love you too. Looking forward to hearing how things go and have fun at the Theosophical Society. So
Oh yeah, thanks, Brendon. See you
awesome.
later.
Take care. See you. Cool. All right. And Byron, did you have any poetry that you might want to share? Like maybe one poem?
No, I think I'm out
No?
because I think I recited them all last time, and I
Okay.
haven't written poetry lately, but I've been trying to freestyle more. Like I feel like I can do hip hop soon. I want to hit
Right
the
on, right
trifecta.
on.
Trying to hit the trifecta in my lifetime where I can create art, do lyrics, and then make beats. So
Sweet.
I feel like I'm getting there, you know.
Sweet. Awesome. Cool, cool. All right. Well, if there's anything you feel inspired to share, feel free or save it for.
Oh, dude, hey, look at this shirt. We're talking about Andromeda and Milky Way
Right,
Galaxy real
right.
quick.
Yeah, go
Look
ahead.
at the shirt I'm wearing. It's the "You Are Here" nerd shirt. You know, like where like
Right.
they point out where we are in the boondocks.
Right.
Is that insane or what? Like, talk about synchronicity, man. Or
Totally, man.
and I guess it's 4 billion years it's supposed to happen. And like
okay.
we're four. I think our galaxy or our solar system is about 4 billion years old, and the sun will still exist. I don't know if Earth will anymore. I think we'll collide with the sun by then, and we'll be spread somewhere else. But like when we are actually going to collide with Andromeda in 4 billion years, and you know what? Maybe we already did, and maybe this is like some like big joke. Maybe that's the dream. All right, I'm peacing out. I'm right here though.
All right, cool, man. I love it. All right. Let's. I got one poem that I'm gonna share, and then we'll go into closing intentions and or meditation. Yeah. Excuse me. All right. Okay, so this is a poem that I wrote probably like a couple months ago. I'm losing my voice here. Let me get some tea. All right. Cool, guys. If you guys are like still tuned into this broadcast, please feel free to drop some comments. Drop some like hearts or some silly like emoticons. Drop the Kirby thing if you can, if you know what I'm talking about, with like the brackets and the O and the arms and stuff like that. Dancing Kirby. If anyone drops that, I'll give you some huge bonus points. All right, this is a poem that I wrote called I See You. So here we go. I see you with a deep breath and a focused eye, with a big dream and a reason why. Your destiny calls as you look within, finding a bigger story that has always been. A call to action, a rising of the light, an ambition for change, willing to stand for what's right. For this world is ours to co-create as we will, tapping into our potential, unlocking our skills. Because we all have a key that will open new doors to potential realities like never before. Your adventures await, your presence here and now, as you whisper a promise to be the guardian of the Tao. A light guardian, a shifter, a Jedi, a dreamer. These archetypes are inside of us as we bring forth our inner leader. That will step forth with great courage in knowing that your intentions create change as you build your local tribe and level up within this game. Free hugs and shiftivism, taking action to spread love, being a bridge of consciousness from within and above. We are mirrors upon mirrors. We all are what we are, shifters and light guardians. I see you, a bright, shining star. Cool, awesome. Snap, 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 snap. Cool. So yeah, that's my little poem there. And again, you know, sharing that to be able to plant further seeds of inspiration, and of course, inviting you guys to practice writing your own poetry. Allow that creative expression to unfold. You may be surprised. And poetry can be whatever it needs to be. You know, it can be like a 4-sentence thing. It can be like not rhyming. It can be rhyming. But really, again, you know, just you might be surprised as to what would happen if you were to sit down and just give yourself that space to allow yourself to practice poetry. So it's a fun thing to do. I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy sharing it. And if you got something to share in the future, then please feel free to bring it on to future episodes of Paradigm Shift. So cool. All right. Let's move it into just double checking these things. Cool. Okay. Moving into the closing part of the broadcast, we're just going to go into our closing intentions and gratitude. And yeah, so my closing intentions, this weekend I'm going to be pretty busy. There's the Home County Festival, and actually I'm going to be involved with some tribute stuff for our friend Roy McDonald. Roy McDonald passed away a few months ago, and some of you would have seen me posting about this. And if you haven't yet, look up on YouTube, look up Our Friend Roy, and you'll see the documentary that I made about him. So if you're like curious as to like who this person is, then be sure to check out that documentary. And so I'm like making some buttons tomorrow. I'm putting together some DVDs of the documentary, and then I'm going to be up on stage talking a bit about him. And Roy was like, he was our philosopher, our poet, and our wizard, and he was a great man. And yeah, looking forward to being able to help more people become more aware of him, and just sharing the vibes and holding space, and being an earth angel for what he represents. So that's some of my intentions, and other intentions. Yeah, just continuing to engage with you guys, get some feedback. I'd love to know what you guys would like to create through the Paradigm Shift Central Community Project, what you would like through future live broadcasts, what you thought of these hangouts, what you'd like to see done differently, less of, more of, anything like that. And yeah, I got some other videos that I want to be able to work on as well. Even possibly I want to be able to do something, it'll probably just be like a short Instagram thing, but something with like some of the images from World Free Hug Day that people posted. Originally I had the vision of like having people from World Free Hug Day like in this broadcast. Unfortunately it didn't happen, but that's okay. And again, it's just like when people align, it's it's neither, it is what it is. And I'm grateful that we had everyone who we had here with us in the broadcast, but of course everyone listening in the future who was involved with World Free Hugs Day, thank you so much for your contributions. And again, I know there were some great stories. For example, like shout out to like Amanda, shout out to Kat, shout out to Annie, shout out to, oh geez, there's so many people, shout out to Ryan. Got a lot of people like even within our chat here and everything like that. Shout out to Florence, shout out to Alina, shout out to Shayna, shout out to Emily, shout out to Michelle, Charlie, Derek, John, everybody else who is involved with World Free Hugs Day. And yeah, getting out there and taking action where you were. So super beautiful. And shout out to Judy as well. And yeah, I might be putting together like a little like not YouTube, just probably like an Instagram story video. We'll see. But again, reminder that every day is World Free Hug Day. So reminding you guys to practice going out there and taking action and doing free hugs where you are. It's a super simple and effective way to be able to make a difference in your community. So yeah, that's just some of my intentions, and continue to work on my dream, continue to spend time with my friends, continue to deepen my heart, and continue to expand into more of who I am here to be, and continue to level up as an individual and as a leader within the community. So thank you guys so much for being a mirror for me to be able to see myself through. So I appreciate it, and I am in infinite continual service from one dream to the next. So all right, Byron, I'm just going to open up your microphone if there is anything you would like to share in terms of some intentions and gratitude. Oh yeah, and gratitude. Thank you, everyone. I mean, I already said that, but yeah, no, thank you everyone tuned into this and everything. So yeah, Byron, do you want to share any intentions or gratitude?
I have these 3 poems, and you were just saying like 4 sentences, and that's all I can think of.
Okay.
Because I make art out of these 3. I do this thing called just 3 words, and it's a 2-word name, but it's 3 words that I write out, and I write it oftentimes in Chinese. And I can't find the art around me right now, but I have them decorated. I gave this one away to a woman that was crying, and I don't know if it brightened her up later on or not. I imagine it did, and it's because like love is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, love is real. Like, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I had another one, and it was written in Chinese below it, beside the love is real with a heart picture. And then I had another one that said hack your matrix with a brain. And I didn't give that to her, but I got it somewhere around the house, I think. And another one that comes out the top of my head of these 3-word poems I write, they're like haikus, is Confusing Confucius Confessions. And what I'm getting at there is like, this is confusing, what I just said. It's like Confucius, like a philosopher type person, and they're confessing. They're like willing to just share with the world. So a confusing Confucius confession, like it's just that's a way to hack your matrix right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at. And I want to thank everyone for listening to me just like blabber. It's been great.
Yeah, man. We're all here to, be the skull Babylon at different times. So I appreciate it. Cool, dude. All right. Okay, thank you again, everyone, for being a part of this broadcast. Just in terms of what's coming up in the future, stay tuned for information about next week's broadcast, whether we're doing one, whether we might be doing an off-air hangout. The off-air hangout will be exclusive to people who already have their membership through the Paradigm Shift Central website, which is, of course, free to create. And again, you can do that at paradigmshiftcentral.com. Huge shout out to our Patreon supporters. And of course, if you value this broadcast, which you do, you're tuned into it, but you want to be able to help continue to support it for the community so that we can continue to produce this content for free, then you can sign up for the Patreon as a great way to be able to support as a monthly micro contributor. Only $3 to $5. Get your Shifted Booster Kit, which also comes with your Light Guardian Crystal, which is again, the full kit is worth like over $100. And here's a example of a Light Guardian Crystal if they may be entirely new to you. These are exclusive quest items within the Paradigm Shift Central game, practical tools for meditation and links to a bigger story. So, and they're fun to dance with. So again, patreon.com/Brendon Culliton, aiming to get 10 new signups by the end of July. And again, thank you to everyone who is already synced up with that. And if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Other than that, be sure to subscribe to Paradigm Shift Radios on iTunes. If you're using iTunes, you can find the past archives through the website and also on my YouTube. And be sure to subscribe to YouTube at Skull Babylon and check out some of the past, not only past broadcasts, but also some of the videos that have been put up there as well. And yeah, be sure to join the team Discord chat as well, which you can also find through the main website, and drop a link. Let me know if you tuned into this broadcast, and even just inviting you guys to leave some comments, leave some likes on Facebook. Again, your feedback is super appreciated. Just letting me know that you guys tuned into this, letting me know that you found value in it. That makes a big difference, and so I really appreciate you guys being here and being a part of this circle. So yeah, and that's pretty much it for this week, and let's end with a short closing micro meditation. So inviting everyone to take a moment here, close your eyes. Cool. All right, so for anybody who's here, for anybody who happens to be here, again, reminding ourselves that, yeah, like maybe there's only like a few people tuned in during this live broadcast, but there's going to be people who are going to be listening into it afterwards. And the intention here is to be able to integrate and embody the visions of what the Paradigm Shift Central project is about, which quite simply is about being able to help make this world a better place by being able to help bring people into their own bliss, their own joy through personal self-awareness and empowerment to be able to become better dreamers within the dream. So for every one person who hears this broadcast, that has a potential to continue to ripple the inspiration of this into hundreds and thousands, and to be able to take action in your community. So it is no small task to be able to help change the world, but as a team, we are able to do it every day together. So thank you, everyone. So continue to create art, continue to connect with people, continue to do things like free hugs, continue to have those conversations, continue to hold space for all the people out there who may be, like jerks and everything like that, because everyone has that light within inside of them. And it's a very important thing to be able to tap into that wisdom, to be able to find that grace within ourselves, to be able to ride these waves as best as we can. So 7 generations back, 7 generations ahead. Lead by example, tap into that inner guardian. So close your eyes in this moment, relax your shoulders, straighten your spine, relax in your face, and gently connecting with the breath. Gentle inhales through the nose, gentle exhales through the nose and the mouth. Again, gentle inhales through the nose, gentle exhales through the nose and the mouth. Just connecting with the rhythm of your own breath. In this moment, we'll allow ourselves to just embody any of the wisdom, any of the teachings, any of the messages that came forth through this broadcast to further help inspire us to know that we are not alone, to know that this is the perfect reality, to know that we are here to be able to step into our duty, to be able to answer the call, to be able to answer the question of what is needed. And so in this moment, as you breathe, allow yourself to imagine this white light at the center of your chest. And with each exhale, imagining this light pulsating as it continues to grow bigger and continues to move throughout your body. And even much how earlier we felt the cooling sensation of being under the waterfall, this light as it moves through you, maybe it has a warm sensation, but it may have a cooling sensation, running like water, running like liquid light through your body. As you feel it move through your chest, straighten out your back, open up your chest, move your shoulders back, straighten up your spine, feeling it move through your chest, up your throat, up your spine, around the top of your head, down past your third eye, down through your stomach, your sacral, into your root, through your legs, all the way down to your toes and your fingers, even the tip of your nose. And just visualize yourself in this moment as a being of white light, as the being that you already are. And as you breathe in this moment, imagine this light emanating beyond just your physical body. And as a sense, in a sense, dissolving the physical boundaries of your body as you allow your field to expand. And in this moment, just gently visualizing from a higher perspective the idea of seeing multiples of us across the world, not only in this meditation, but in all of our actions, as beacons of light. All these points of light across the world, and feeling the connection between us as links are established through shared vision and shared intention. The individuals and the many who have come here with the purpose to be able to help shift consciousness, to literally be able to help accelerate the shift, to help align with new timelines, to evoke synchronicities, to bring more love into this world, more consciousness into this moment. And so imagining all of us as beings of light around the world, creating a shared grid, a shared network. And as you breathe into your heart, as you breathe into your beingness as light, feeling the shared dreams connecting from across the world into your heart. And as you do, you expand the intention of courage and compassion, while also receiving the visions of courage and compassion from those of you who share this shared mission. And so just sit with this as you continue to breathe, continue to reflect on the idea that you are not alone, that you are a part of something important, that you are a part of something that is a choice, and something that you choose to carry, yet something that is also playful and fun, something that your soul signed up for in this experience, to be able to grow and to be able to share that growth with others. And so just continue to breathe here in this moment, feeling your heart open, feeling your mind expand. Just breathe. And so for all the shifters and light guardians near and far, for all of you, wherever you are, for the missions you are on, for the love that you give, for all the dreams that you share that take us back to this moment of bliss, put your pencil to paper, pull your sword from your sheath, carry your words with intention to pull back what's underneath, to let the esoteric rise, to let the wisdom connect from the heavens above to the roots that below. Connect into our heart as we raise the sacred water up our spine, as we connect through all our chakras, opening up to what we shall find when we see the world through a new lens, one that is free of hate, one that allows us to continue to appreciate all the lessons in this moment, all the journeys that continue to unfold, all the synchronicities before us, reminding us that no matter what goal we strive for and we seek, the lessons will always be simple: to be present in this moment, to allow ourselves to be in this temple, the temple of our body, as a divine presence of the soul, to carry ourselves with this vehicle so that together we will reach the goals, to experience what this life has to offer, to share in the adventure of this infinite bliss, so that others can continue to walk their way home as we truly remember what this is. For we are the dream awakening to itself. We are the light guardians here and now. We are the story that never ends. We are the infinite unfolding Tao. And so for all the shifters, for all the seekers, for all the light guardians and leaders, I thank you for all you are, for what you continue to be, for answering the call of what this world truly needs. Aho. Just take a couple more breaths here as you bring your attention back to yourself, focusing back on that single point of white light in your heart that reflects the entire whole, and continue to carry forth this bright light, this flame with you for the week to come, for the adventure still ahead, with the intention of knowing that every day is an opportunity to be able to help change the world. Continue to bring forth your art into it. Continue to be open to new lessons. Continue to have the compassion. Continue to cleanse yourself of the dirt that you will accumulate through the reality of this experience, so that you can continue to be of service to others in the best way you can, in the best way you already are. So take a couple more breaths here, gentle inhales, feeling any activation sensations of the spine through this meditation, welcoming those, allowing ourselves to connect through our shared courage. And gently, as we conclude this meditation, knowing that you can return to this space at any moment, slowly, with the breath still in your awareness, bring your focus back to your physical body. And slowly, when you're ready, gently wiggle your fingers, your toes. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes and return your awareness to the space around you. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this broadcast. If you have any feedback, even just on that meditation, please feel free to leave your comments. What are some of your intentions for the coming week? I ask you to leave those into the comments as well. So any takeaways that you got from this broadcast, again, your feedback is greatly appreciated. So yeah, everything that we've mentioned was already mentioned. So again, the story continues through the love that we share. Check out more at Paradigm Shift Central. You can join the discussions through there, the live chat, and jump in the Discord server when you get a chance, and continue to create your art, submit it through Quest journals, and continue to stay in sync with what is still ahead of us. So just allow that breath gently to unfold. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this broadcast. Thank you so much for reflecting the inspiration all around. And yeah, I think that's a wrap. All right, ending this broadcast. Again, stay tuned. And as always, keep it shifty. And we will see you guys in the future. This is Skull Babylon signing out. And Byron, join me in making some noise as we end this broadcast. So Byron, just inviting you to open up your microphone and make some noise, send some love out there to the other shifters. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We love you guys. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Byron. Thank you, everyone. And looking forward to continuing to go kick some butt. You're a badass. Go kick some ass. And yeah, do it with love. So see you guys in the future. And as always, keep it shifty. Much love.